We're almost live there. It says we're live. Now it looks like we're live. Okay. So then I come over here and say 612. Oh, yeah.
612, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Android App Addicts, episode 612. My name is DoorToDoorGeek. This is a show all about Android and open ecosystems. Hopefully get more open in the future. To talk about such things, I am joined tonight by two tremendous people. First off, we have Ivor. How's everything going, my man?
Fantastic, Door. Great. Wonderful.
Okay. And then we have Josh. Josh, hope everything's going good on your side, man.
Yeah, doing great, thanks. No, doing well, Door. As you know, with your you're in the same hemisphere as me, so everything's starting to get a little bit colder, putting all the garden beds and trees to sleep for the winter, and it's the middle of hunting season. Yeah, just going full tilt.
Right. Well, we're talking in late November, so I got to ask Josh, since you mentioned we're in the same hemisphere, how were the Northern Lights the other night?
I don't know, because I'm old and I don't go outside.
So. I'm much further south, and I went out and I tried to look, and I'm thinking to myself, we got too many damn trees here, man.
Yeah. No, I've seen Northern Lights up in Alaska, and they're pretty amazing. So if anybody ever gets a chance to check them out, it's well worth it.
Right. Well, I'll say I'm like in the middle of America, Maryland. Josh is in Canduadia, like
the southern part.
Yeah, he's a snow Mexican. But then I got a guy who was in Louisiana, which is basically south, and he showed me a picture where he got Northern Lights. He did a time exposure over, and so you could see it. I was like, wow, okay, I'm impressed. We had a geomagnetic storm with the rating 4 out of 5, which is hard to get worse or more powerful than the storm we just got. Thankfully, nothing went down, except I did hear there was a little bit of Starlink issues, but Ivor doesn't have that because he's in the southern hemisphere.
Well, yeah, I got a Starlink, and we had an outage for about 10 minutes.
10 ain't nothing.
Then it was fine. So
yeah.
I blame the Russians.
I blame Obama.
Putin. I blame anybody else but me.
There's plenty of blame to go around, so it works out pretty well.
Yeah, I will say I'm doing okay. I got some weird news today that I'm just going to throw out there real quick because I got to say it sooner or later. Next August, I'm eligible to retire from my 9-to-5 job. When I retire from my 9-to-5 job, I instantly start receiving pension checks. Okay. Now the numbers I'm going to say aren't the actual numbers because you have taxes coming out, and then depending on which plan you pick, it's going to be different. I'm going to pick what is probably going to be the lowest payout I could possibly get per month, because I want the money to come, and then when I die, the money goes to my wife until she dies, which means the lowest amount of money per month. Where if I were to say, just give it to me until I die, it would be like more, substantially more. So with that said, if I retire next year, and then if I wait and retire 2 years after that, there's a $700 a difference month in like every month for the rest of her life. That ends up being a more than healthy chunk of change. That could easily be like $300,000.
Yeah, but you have to work for 2 more years.
Well, it doesn't matter. She made it very clear to me that she has become accustomed to a certain lifestyle. And that lifestyle will not change when you retire. Which means I got to get a job anyway of some kind.
That's the whole point of retiring, isn't it? You're working hard, you're saving for your retirement, you're supposed to be comfortable.
Well, no. I, at the age of like 6, knew I'm in bad with money. I'm going to work till the day I die. I already admitted that. The only question is, how hard do I have to work? Because if I'm getting 50% of my salary, well, that tells me I don't got to work 50% as hard. which means
So
Hmm?
is that a government scheme with a superannuation? We call it superannuation. I don't know what you guys call it.
we
Is
call
that
it
a government
pension.
scheme or is it what private one? Oh, pension, right? Yeah.
Government.
Government scheme. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm in the system where after 30 years, it's based off of my average of my highest paid 3 years of service, having got a raise for like literally 15 years. No one's got a raise for like 15 years unless they went to a different job. And then earlier this year, something like that, 15% raise. That's substantial, 15%. So that's where the $700 difference comes. If I
I
stay,
see. Right.
yeah. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
another 2 years. Right. They're just
Yeah,
trying to
but
hang on
the
to you.
problem, the problem in 4 years, that
Say it.
$700 will be worth about $30.
Not wrong. Not wrong. The actual value will change. But I will say this: the plus is I could easily, and now we have reports that show this. I could easily outperform 80% of the people who work around me, and only work like 3 hours a week, 4 hours a week,
Mhm.
because government. So it isn't like I'd have to work tremendously hard for the extra 2 years, but I'll be in a monotonous tailspin of, yeah.
Mhm.
Are you-
kind of thing.
I mean, you've been counting down the days for 10 years now, Dor. Like, that's like
Yeah. Seems like every day, every time we have a show, it's like, I've only got 1 year to go till I retire.
So, and the wife was very nice in saying, look, you're not making a decision now. You shouldn't make a decision now. Next August is when you retire. Well, then next August, let's sit down, make a spreadsheet, because she's an accountant, and figure out the numbers. Okay, fair. Got it. We can do that.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, our superannuation's a bit different. And when I retire, when everyone retires, they get the same amount. Doesn't matter what they earned before that. And then, so what a lot of people are doing, they're finding it's not enough to live on, nowhere near
Yeah.
enough. So they have to carry on working. So they get the pension and they can carry on working and get a salary as well. So when people retire, they get a massive pay rise. Effectively, they get a pension paid to them plus their salary if they carry on working.
Right.
And a lot of people can carry on working now past 65, which is the official age of retirement. So the government's trying to push the age of retirement up.
Oh, yeah.
But people aren't having it.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons France? What do you call it? French people. That was one of the reasons why they rioted. I want to say last year, maybe the year before, because they tried to push the age up by 3 years.
There's riots in Paris.
Yeah. Over here we have Social Security. I'm not able to collect that until the earliest is 62, which is about a decade away. Yeah.
Well, I think that they also tried to change their work week to 40 hours a week or something too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Which, no, in France, that's unheard of. You do not work 40 hours a week. And you don't even work even close to 12 months out of the year.
No, you get 11 weeks holidays. It's like being a teacher.
Yes. And considering they're the most powerful union in the United States of America, I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah, they're one of the most powerful unions here as well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm not really a fan of them, but I'm not a fan of most unions because I'm not a part of them.
No.
I digress. Android has had some stuff coming out, some stuff showing up, some stuff being there. At the same token, not a lot of it is super, super crazy impressive. But that's just me. So the first question I have to ask is, hey, Ivor, you got any new hardware?
I certainly do. I have a brand new laptop.
Nice.
Running
this is
Linux
a Dell
Mint.
XPS 13, running Linux Mint, of course. First thing I did was take Windows off it. It's an XPS 13. This is a quad-core processor.
Nice.
This is my bathtub laptop. Its battery life on this is phenomenal. I mean, I could go 8 hours on this, no problem. With no cable and no power source. And it's got a 1080p screen. I mean, it's a couple of years old. I bought it secondhand off a bloke. It's cost me $300, but man, it's great. The keyboard is backlit. It's got everything you want. Fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. I will never in my life again buy a laptop that does not have a backlit keyboard. I'm now like cursed. I can't do it. It's too painful.
They're a life changer.
And I love how
The other thing,
sleek all laptops are now. I mean, they're damn near sexy. They're so thin.
This is so thin. This is like,
yeah, that's nuts.
Not thin.
Yeah, that's
not thin.
That is what my son would say is thick with like 3 C's.
But this is my new laptop.
Nice.
It's an MSI, is it?
No, it's a
No.
Lenovo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lenovo Legion.
But anyway, yeah, it's the same backlit.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
this is not used and not $300.
And it has a fan that can go.
Yeah, so it's got a Ryzen 7, which I've never had a Ryzen processor, and it's got a what is it, the 5060,
right? Yeah.
Graphics card,
right?
So
nice.
Yeah, I was hoping to do more video editing, and my computer is 8 or 10 years old, the one, but that's what I'm using right now.
Yeah, and there's almost nothing as taxing as video editing, except for, of course, crypto mining, but that's different.
Yeah.
The only thing about my computer is it doesn't have any USB-A ports.
That's fine.
It has 3 USB-C, so I had to get the dongle.
Right.
And live in the dongle life.
Well, today, the number one thing that is being sold everywhere are what they call docking stations. They're not docking stations. They're hubs. You plug the USB-C up and it gives you other ports. HDMI, Ethernet, USB-A, the square ports or whatever. And that's what is selling like crazy online right now. And the ports go from literally $19 to like $200, $300.
Yeah, I should get one.
Well, it's pretty much what you have there. I mean, a little more, probably more ports, but it's just a.
This is great. It's got 2 USB-A ports there, and another one at the end.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And they're blue, which means they're not USB 2. They're at least USB 3.
USB 3.
And if they're not 3, they're either USB 3.2 or USB Super Speed 3. Because there's different ones. But yeah, good stuff. So Josh, is that the only new hardware you have?
I bought another mini computer probably since we talked.
You did.
Yeah. The new audio in for this podcast, and I'm looking at getting a Pixel 10 possibly.
Ooh, nice. But you also got something with wheels, I thought.
Oh, yeah, we got a new truck, which means you have to get a new trailer. So that happened all within the span. We were looking at pickups. Our Subaru is dying a slow, agonizing death.
Yeah.
And so we were looking at pickups and ended up getting a Dodge Eco Diesel, it's called.
I'm just going to say this. Are you ready, Josh?
Yeah.
Take the Dodge logo, turn it upside down. It looks like the female reproduction system. Next. Okay, and Ivor, you got more new hardware that you forgot to mention, right?
I do. I've got, well, first of all, I'm going to show you my new car because I'm not the owner of the new set of wheels.
Yeah, there you
go. Josh isn't the owner of the new set of wheels. So there's my car. I bought a 2012 BMW. My old Toyota Wish from 2007 died. It had rust on the floor, rust everywhere. So I had to get a new car, and this is my new car. I got it shipped down from Auckland. And I'm very impressed with it. First BMW I've ever owned. And it's fantastic.
So wait,
looks like
so you've learned to not use a turn signal. Got it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting
learned how to be learned how to be a pretentious prick. Nice one.
Oh no, I had that down well so long ago.
It looked like the dog's about to pee on the wheel too.
Yeah.
And the other bit of hardware I've got, of course, is brand new guitar.
Ooh, pretty.
PRS SE CE24, I think, something like that. But this is great too. So yeah, it's like Christmas is coming.
Okay, I have a question for you, Ivor. Do you have more guitars or phones?
It's kind of neck and neck at the moment. I've got
Cool.
5 guitars. Yeah. I told my guitar instructor I got a new guitar, and she says, how many guitars you got now? And I said, oh, 5. And she said, oh, no, you're still an amateur. You're still in single digits.
Are they all 6 strings or?
Yeah, they're all 6 strings. Yeah. One's an acoustic, and 4 are electrics. Yeah.
Oh, so one's a ukulele?
Acoustic.
Oh, acoustic. Okay, sorry.
Not a ukulele. I
Tiny
do have a
chat.
ukulele.
The chat room's looking for some music.
No, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear me play.
Did you think that if you kept buying more expensive guitars that they'd make you sound better?
I thought that would make me sound better, but it hasn't quite worked out that way yet.
I bought a really expensive mirror, but I still look
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
when
I'm
I
still
look
fucking
into
ugly.
it. That's it.
Pardon my French.
Oh, listen to the guy
What
with
about
the
you, Joy? You got
BMW. All of a sudden, the guy
Yeah.
with the BMW starts throwing F-bombs.
I got a BMW. I don't care.
Right. Yeah, I don't really have new hardware. I'll just say I'm 3D printing everything I can these days. I'm like going crazy with these little fidget things
Whoa.
that like keep turning in on itself.
Is that one piece?
No, it's actually 3 pieces connected into one.
Do you have to glue it?
Nope, no glue, all print in place. This one was different pieces, but it's the same exact philosophy, just different shapes.
And they'll
Weird.
snap together or something?
It just snaps together. It's what they call a flexagon. Let me turn that volume down. It's what they call a flexagon. This is a hexagon flexagon because they don't stop ever being able to fold in on itself. Yeah, that. And I'm even like at the point to where I'm printing like fidget rings that I can spin and then just put on my hand and wear like normal. Yeah.
That's
3
going straight to the pool room.
Yeah. Then I print things to make people mad. This little thing is pretty loud.
What is it, just a clicker?
Just a clicker, but I can go like this. Man.
How many of those things do you have on your desk right now?
Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this one's not. 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I have my can opener, tree printer. 11.
Oh, nice.
I have my old beard comb, so that's 12. And then I have like all of these rings right here that I just printed because I couldn't stop printing because they use so little filament. I mean,
I've got so much garbage on my desk too.
and then I got this. This is really cool. This is a like pen, a mini pen size thing where I can get a they have like a true pencil type tip you can buy for it on Amazon for like 60 cents. And then the end screws off and then I can pull out of the back screw bits.
Screwdriver.
Yeah. Mhm.
I've got one of those.
Well, did yours 3D printed? I think not.
No, it's not 3D printed. Mine was made in China by slave labor. But there you
Well, my filament was probably made in China by slave labor. So what's the difference? So yeah.
Cool. Well, as long as we're all using slave labor, then we
Right.
can probably move on.
But then I lied. Oh no, wait. I'm a slide. I forgot. And then I got this, which is a mini pen that I took the internals from another pen and 3D printed. So I got a pocket pen, but wait, there's more.
You ordered now.
I also have a badge holder that I
Where did that
purposely-
come from?
my
I
pocket.
feel like I'm watching late night television.
And then I got a badge holder that has my badge in it, which I'm not going to show you because the picture sucks. And this is my work badge. And then I
Is this
have
the shopping channel?
my 3D printed wallet where I can I mean, that ain't nerdy. Where there's a little lever right there, I can
Yeah, I'll go one of those too. Yeah,
boom,
they're great.
and it pops up in all the cards. And then it has a little drawer in here that holds a little bit of cash. And because I'm so nerdy, I also in here have emergency yo-yo string, just in case my yo-yo string breaks.
Jesus.
I'm not- But
I
I'm not
apologize. I asked him.
I know, but I'm not
Yeah,
ADHD at
you
all.
you had to kick him off, didn't you?
I'm not ADHD at all.
That's one of my favorite things when somebody says, "Oh, does this picture make me look ugly?" Like, it's not the picture.
It's a key ring. It's a key holder.
Nice.
It's in the shape of a guitar amp,
Mm-hmm.
and the keys hang off like a jack. I'm giving that to my teacher as a Christmas present.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well, now I feel like I need to find some things on my desk. Here, I've got a Laura 32.
Ooh.
Yes,
Hair cream?
32.
Is it hair
No,
cream?
no.
Is it?
Laura is the low energy, long range
Viagra?
wireless.
And a battery.
Nice.
Battery.
That's what I've
You
got.
attach that to your scrotum sometimes. You.
And I got a hard drive.
Well,
this
I
thing on?
forgot. I also have this, which is 3D printed. This is a tire gauge that can tell me
Oh, nice.
how worn away my tires are.
Awesome.
I've got this on there too.
Nice.
That's
So where you keep
that's
your
a
hearing
Laura-
aids?
That's a Laura.
Where I keep my hearing aids.
That's the hub for all the Yo-Link thermometers and humidity testers that I've got. Cool. This is fun.
220.
All right. Well,
221, whatever.
good show,
Got a new
everybody.
podcast. New
Oh.
hardware.
Oh. Well, this is what happens when we don't do a show for 2 years.
Yeah, we got all the hardware to catch up on.
Whew, I'm exhausted.
All right, so we call it a day then.
Wrap it up.
Exactly. How about them
Someone needs to
Cowboys?
pee. Right, George. So one of us bring an app or something.
Well, I was getting ready to say there has been a lot of stuff that's coming out on apps, but at the same token, it's the ongoing, never-ending thing of good apps becoming Android features, and then the app developers have no choice but to move on. So, with the never-ending cycle happening, I'll ask, hey, I've already got some new apps on you.
Well, I wanted to have a wee discussion. I don't know. I hope you didn't think I was too rude the other day on our Simplex chat. Great app, by the way. When you sent through an app, I forget what it was called. It was that World War II one. Yeah. So I don't know if you wanted to have a discussion about it now
The
or
name
not. But
of the app is Through the Darkest Times.
Through the Darkest Times, yeah.
Mhm.
So I've seen a couple of apps like this. There's another one that replicates you being a member of the French resistance as well. So
Yeah.
Through the Darkest Times, it's for people who don't know, it's an app that basically simulates what you would go through if you were a member of the German resistance in Berlin in 1933. Great concept for an app. I love it. I love the idea as a concept, but it is there's I think a growing tendency. I've noticed at least a growing tendency for these. There's some board games around like this. Another one's called Black Orchestra, where you're a member of von Stauffenberg's bloody plot to blow up Hitler in the Wolf's Lair. And there's all these ones. There's one with the French and one with this one that you brought in as well. And I'm just a bit, I suppose, conflicted about it because I think that it's a growing trend or a zeitgeist that says that there was an effective resistance in Germany in the 1930s, or there was an effective resistance in France after the Germans invaded, and the Nazis. Not all Germans were Nazis, and not all Germans were bad. And that's true, but the impact that the German resistance had in Germany was very small. It was almost insignificant. Well, they were taking huge risks to actually do anything. And to me, it's kind of not glorifying, I suppose, but it's saying it's presenting an aspect of life in 1930s Berlin and Germany in a political situation that is not really what most people experienced in that time. If you know what I mean? I could be talking out a hole in my bum.
Well, there's so many. Oh boy, I mean, it's a complete rabbit hole.
It is. I didn't want to get down the rabbit hole, but
well, I mean,
yeah, you did.
No. I mean, it's a good conversation to have, and me being what I like to think of as, when it comes to information, especially history, everyone should be as progressive as possible. And what I mean by that is every history, all history, good or bad, things you like, things you hate, all of it. So I like people telling me a narrative in an educational format. But you always got to remember, it's art. It's art. It's not real. It's just art. It's all it is. And they're just trying to show you. And most of the time, you're right. They're not showing you the populist stuff that's going on. They're showing you a sliver of what was going on. It's small.
Yeah, it's a very narrow view of history.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they shouldn't have this app should be banned or anything like that. Saying fine, you want to play this app, you want to play this game, go for it. Why not? No problem with that. And I think it's good that the developers have come out with it because it's different and it's new and it gives you a different perspective on things. But it kind of gives you a very narrow view of what was actually going on at the time. And it may, I think it needs to be tempered a wee bit.
I know you say that, but then I'm going to ask you, did you download it and did you play it at all?
I did not.
Then how do you know what you just said?
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
I know.
I just read the description. So I will download it and I will play it.
Well, I'll say this. It could open up with, this is a fictitious story of a small thing that could have, but I can tell you right now, I bought it and it doesn't do that. Okay. They basically just try to, they basically try to glorify what could have been kind of thing. But I'll say this, the gameplay is actually pretty interesting and pretty, different. It's almost like they took old Myst type point and click adventures and put more graphics and more animation in it.
Right.
So, I mean, for that alone, I'm going to say it's different. Now, the one I'm going to also take my time and say I'll also mention, which is a very similar type game, very similar type thing. This one is called Valiant Hearts. And this one I know I brought a long time ago. And this one, at least I'm going to put out there, it's called Valiant Hearts Coming Home. And this is a story about World War I. The guy, he's a French guy who his brother his brother got drafted, and it's his journey of trying to get back to his brother. And there's like 3 or 4 people you play as who become important as the story goes on. And again, at least to me, this game made it very clear. This is one person's story. One person's story. Where the other one just made it sound like this is what happened, kind of thing, is the way I'll say it. I think they're both interesting in their own ways. I wish both of them came with a very clear disclaimer that this is art up front. Nothing more, nothing more. But but you're correct. They don't. They try to make it seem like this was normal and this was, if you were just randomly dropped in Germany, hey, just turn around and say, hey, let's kill the Fuhrer. And then they would have been all for it.
But I think it also feeds into this fantasy that some people might have that if they were alive in Germany in 1933, they would have stood up against the tyranny and the power, and they would have spoken the truth, and they would have taken up arms against that. Nah, bollocks. They wouldn't have at all.
I'll take it to a more modern time, or just a more local thing to me. And there are so many people that believe if they were in this country 300 years ago or whatever, that they would not be racist, and they would not. I mean, no, you don't understand. Those people were brought up as young as saying those other people aren't human. They're savages. So it's okay to treat them as less. They're savages. They're not equal to us. And that's what they were taught the whole time. So you're going to act like what you were brought up in. You're not going to all of a sudden become some miracle thing.
You are a product of your environment. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so that's my 2 cents.
Well, I agree that. I mean, I think that all history should be taken with a grain of salt because there are alternative stories to everything, including World War II. And if you don't believe me, do some research and look into it. But I mean, there's just it's like the third rails, right? Just things that you're not allowed to discuss without being thrown out of society. And that's one of them is alternate theories about what actually happened in World War II.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember a big controversy came out when Microsoft released Close Combat, which is like a combat game where you reenacted various battles throughout of the Second World War. One was the Russian campaign. You could redo the whole Russian campaign.
Right.
And it was like people going, "Oh, hang on, we don't want the Nazis winning." So it doesn't matter how well if you played as the Germans, didn't matter how well you did, you always end up losing in the end. Yeah.
I'll say one thing for sure that everyone basically agrees on: Hitler had incredibly crazy gas. And
that's because he was a vegetarian.
No, his doctor insisted he had a very high fiber diet. Yes, but even the highest people around him, who he felt comfortable releasing gas around, they twisted the word "das Führer" to say "das Führer," which means the farter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you. Yeah, I thought that was an off-color joke you were making, Dor. But
No. And he had it since he was young, like before a teenager. So the doctor who he had helping him was giving him up to 20 pills a day, which included everything from arsenic to other compounds, and then he was giving him daily injections, which had a massive amount of amphetamines and cocaine and something else. To where, this is also the same doctor that suggested that all the German soldiers do meth, which meant in the average day, instead of being able to march 8 miles or 10 miles a day, they were marching 30 miles a day.
Yeah.
It was Dr. Morell.
I was going to say Dr. Bombay, but I don't know.
Dr. Bombay.
Okay, so that was the first app we brought out, and then I followed it up. So I'll say, hey, Josh over there, how you doing, my man?
I am good.
What kind of app you got for me?
I don't know if I have any, man. Like, I haven't had a chance to.
Oh, come on, man. You're my hookup, man.
My phone, I can't get, like, I'm using the graphene still, so I can't get like latest installed apps.
Well, that's a feature.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I don't even know what I'll look. Somebody else go. I'll see if I can find something.
I'll bring up. I have literally done a lot of research on how to install graphene on my device because the rumor mill kept stirring up that any day now Google is going to block Android devices from installing third-party apps at all, which meant anything like F-Droid would go bye-bye. You can't do it on a device. Since then, Google has stated very clearly that they will always enable it for the tinkerer to be able to turn the feature on to install whatever they want.
The tinkerer.
I know.
Thanks, Google.
Look, it's better than being called a tinker.
Advanced user.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like we were in a meeting the other week at work, and when I said the words regular expression, nobody in the meeting knew what I was talking about. So then I showed them the regular expression that I put into the application, and then I was able to explain to them the regular expression, and that's when I realized I'm a damn graybeard. I'm a nerd. I mean,
yes, but did you write the expression yourself, or did you have some help from a chat GPT or something?
Dude, I don't use no chat GPT. I did have a web page that had a library of stuff on the left and a interactive thing I could put in the top, and then text I could put in the middle. And it would tell me what was hitting, what was clicking. And then at the bottom, it also gave me descriptors of what I was typing in the top. So I got help.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Cause that's that's something that I've never tried to tackle, was like understanding the entire
You don't want to.
regex expressions.
You don't want to. You might as well pull your pants down and get a blender and just go at it. Because nothing but pain. Nothing but pain.
But
That's
that's
a show title right there.
nothing but
Pull
pain.
your pants down and grab a blender.
Or butt pain. I've been slinging some freeze dried fruits and some comfrey salve.
Okay.
That I make for Bitcoin. And so I created it's called a BTC Pay server on the Umbrel server that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And it does the hard lifting. And then I created just a static HTML page that I'm hosting on my cloud, P Cloud, which I paid once for. So I'm not paying any hosting fees or anything, and a bit of JavaScript. So I decided I was going to try to upgrade that a little bit and just use API calls to get the products and have a completely new website.
Mm-hmm.
And I use Claude AI for it in VS Code. I told it what I wanted, and it just creates the files. It does the file structure.
Right.
And then I test it and say what else I want. And I used it for basically the whole thing. You know, I'd hand code some things if I needed it in there.
So you vibe coded.
It was absolutely amazing though.
And Claude is offered by what company again?
Anthropic.
Anthropic.
Right?
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
So yesterday, go ahead.
Sorry, it's becoming unignorable now. It's in everything.
Yeah, but it was incredible, man. Like you could probably do something. Even you,
me.
Well,
wow.
Here's what I'll say. It is literally going to turn into nothing more than like spell check. It's a part of a routine. It's there. You use it or you don't. And if you don't, you're going to have to be an expert, like a big expert.
Yeah,
I am perfectly.
But even if you don't use it, it's still going to be watching you.
Well, it has no feelings or being able to watch anything.
No, but
it's a company
going to be jumping in like
a company that's going to be shoving it down your throat, unless of course you're using Linux and you stick with free Libre open source stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a reason why people are running away from Microsoft even for gaming devices now, because of Copilot and all the intrusion that will happen no matter what. I cannot argue that. But I mean, it's like a tool. If you know how to use the tool, you're going to be better at using the tool. And I've heard so many stories of people vibe coding to where, because they know what to ask, they take what would have taken 200, 400 hours, and they've been able to do it in like 12 hours. Because it does all the heavy lifting, and then you look at it, and then you run it, and you're like, no, Claude, you did this wrong. This is not right. And then because you know how to put it, it then fixes it.
And that's exactly right. And that was what I found, was that because I do have a bit of knowledge in the subject of web development, that I could use the lingo that would properly get the results that I was looking for. So it was pretty painless, actually, because I mean, sometimes I use ChatGPT a lot just for chatting, getting information, and kind of starting a search or doing whatever. And sometimes you just have to manhandle it and wrestle it, and it's still just spewing nonsense. Whereas this Claude AI just, I was just using it to write code, and it did it really well.
Yeah, I will say one of the future things that I think is inevitable is niche AI, where you'll be able to get a AI that is very, very, very good at writing TypeScript or something very, very specific, and it will be extremely light, extremely fast. And if you try to ask it how to make a cake, it's just going to throw up in its mouth, kind of thing. It's really bad. And then if you want the real, like smart things that knows a whole bunch of things, it's going to be very difficult and probably cost a good amount of money. But hey, that's just a theory.
I do have an app,
Mm.
and I'm also the number one contributor in the chat right now, according to the chat. So,
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's
Excuse
me.
me. Here we don't like rank people.
I've
We
got-
don't give people like numbers. That's like racist, man.
Well, talk to YouTube, buddy. Talk to YouTube. This
Look at him sitting there in his position of privilege.
That's right. Hey, if you did a little more, you might work up for number 3 there.
I need to find my bootstraps.
Oh yeah.
This is the Jellyfin app, which I've never used, but I do have it. And so the new mini PC that I got, I've run Umbrel and it's been good, but I wanted to try Start 9. It's called, which is another single.
Mm-hmm.
Like just install it, and then it's basically like having a phone where you just install apps at a push of a button.
Yeah, it's like a wizard type interface to where you go there and you just click a button, and a couple seconds later you have what you asked for. There's tons
Exactly.
and there's tons of configuration you can do, or you can say, just do it, kind of thing, and it will do its best, like recommendations, kind of thing, to get you up and running.
So the mini PC I got is, I mean, it's more like a Nook size. It's not a Raspberry Pi size, or the other one I got is really small. But I don't know about the Start 9. I think I like the Umbrel better. It's got more app selection, and I don't know. There's just something. The Start 9 was just really hard to. It's also, it uses. Was it Pac-Man?
Yes.
Is that the containers based? Yeah. So that took me forever to even get in to be able to. So the point of that is, I wanted Plex, but they don't have Plex on the Start 9, which is quite annoying. And so I decided that I was going to waste way too much time installing Jellyfin, which is a Plex alternative. And if you don't know what Plex is, it's a media sharing hub, basically. So you can upload your movies and TV shows and then share it with your friends and blah, blah, blah. So Jellyfin is an alternative to that. And it's really slick and it's nice, but trying to access it from outside of the network or even on the network was a pain, because I had to go drop down to the command line or to the terminal, and then try to figure out how to even access it and digging around. So the long story short is I might just blow that up and put Umbrel on that one as well and redo it into Plex. But Jellyfin itself was, and Plex might be the same way, where you upload a legal movie, like all mine are, and put it on there, and then it searches, as long as the file name is correct, it'll search for all the metadata and get the pictures. And is that how Plex works as well?
Yeah.
Plex uses a couple websites on the back end, like tv.com, and I want to say it's literally moviedb.com, and they do take length into consideration. But if the name is right, it doesn't matter. It will always populate with the right album art or movie art and the right description and trailer and everything else.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'll say for the uninitiated, Josh is saying it's a media hub. I say think of it like this. Instead of Netflix, it's Josh Flix or Ivor Flix, where everything that's on their server, I have a pretty interface. It might not be perfect, but it's a pretty interface where I can go through, scroll, browse their things, see what's new, see what's trending, kind of thing. And I can just click it. And then a couple seconds later, I'm watching it just like it's Netflix, except on any of those services, you have no ads, nothing like that. You own the content, but it also does have the availability on Plex, at least, to watch what they call live TV, which is not live TV. You can watch like episodes of the Johnny Carson show from 78 or whatever, and they have a little bit of ads mixed in. So yeah, and I've heard so many mixed things about Jellyfin. People keep saying how Plex will eventually screw everybody over, and of course they will, but they haven't yet. So, you know, still, I think Plex is fine. I know like 3 people that I really trust that all jumped to Jellyfin, and then less than 2 weeks later, they said, "That's it. I'm going back to Plex."
Well, you can't share it the same way. Like you can't
Mm.
have I can't join your server or
Yeah.
the ever intermittent Ivor TV server.
Well, yeah, and that one, I believe, what you have to do is you have to basically disconnect from your server, and then you have to log into my server. So, and then you can search my server and look at my server. You can't, from one interface, see everybody's information, and that's the one thing that I think is really painful about Jellyfin.
Yeah, it's kind of a showstopper actually. Because I was
Yeah,
hoping
that's
that there would be a way to connect both of them. You know, if it was a protocol of some kind that they use, that you could just
Well, I mean, the only way I could see to do it, and we're gonna get propeller hat here, nerdy, is if you have OpenVPN installed on the network, and then you VPN in from like your network to Ivor's network, and then you do a SSHFS or FS SSH, where it's a file system that is over the network, and it will appear like on your computer. There's a folder called Ivor that will then VPN over to his computer and show his folder. Which means it can break at the drop of a dime
Mhm.
and would be slower because you're going through a VPN. So yeah, and with Ivor wanting to encode everything in 4K, not a good move.
that definitely is the type of a setup that a guy with a extra yo-yo string would have in his wallet.
I would take that as an insult, but I take pride in it. So the app that Josh brought was Jellyfin from F-Droid. And I will say their mobile app, I think, is actually pretty good. To me, it's almost shockingly good compared to what I expected when I downloaded it.
But again, the problem is I tried the other night to actually watch my own Jellyfin, and it was broken because what I ended up having to do was use Cloudflare workers in order to take the Jellyfin dot whatever URL I was using and redirect it into this box through a Cloudflare tunnel,
Right.
and then have that point it to inside this Pac-Man box, and somewhere it stopped working. I don't know if it updated and broke or what, but it's just not something that I want to spend a bunch of time, babysitting so that it works. And that's probably the start. That's probably the start 9 thing too. It's just locked down to, that's kind of the point of it, is the high security and keep everything safe on it. But
yeah, I'll say this: if you had it installed on your own local network, you would have experienced less issues. You would have experienced issues, I guarantee you, but there would have been less issues. And yes, it is definitely much more hermit focused, is the way I put it. It's much more, I install it, I look at it, get away from me. I'm not going to let you see my Advanced Dungeons and Dragons DVD box set. Where Plex is much more friend family oriented. But I will say the one thing Jellyfin does have going for it on F-Droid is if you scroll through the screenshots of the apps, they have a screenshot that has a description of contestants bid for prizes, then compete for a fabulous showcase, which is the Price is Right. So yeah, with Drew Carey, so it's hard to get wrong with that. But I agree. Jellyfin is definitely a niche solution for niche people. I don't see it becoming even close to as popular as Plex.
Well, it's kind of annoying that it wasn't that Start 9 doesn't have the option to have Plex on it. And I mean, you can sideload all these through Docker or whatever else, but I don't know. I kind of just want.
Well, then what's the point of Start 9? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Mm-hmm. But it's also, I mean, you can do email and Bitcoin nodes and stuff like that. Is more for what it's for, I think.
Gotcha.
It's more like Start 1, Start 9.
Well, we know exactly how Josh feels about that.
Well, I've got an app.
Ooh.
So
Sock it
this
to me.
one is called Roam, long form media recommendations. Now this is almost social media in disguise. But it's the thinking man's social media, if you know what I mean.
Nope.
Excuse me. So basically, it's a worldwide community of people who find interesting articles, movies, TV shows, podcasts, you name it, and you can make recommendations about these particular items that you find, YouTube videos, whatever. You can put them on there, and people follow you, and they will see that recommendation you've made, and they can comment on it. You can have the idea about the app is to have a discussion about what you're posting, and to have an in-depth discussion about it, to have a real sort of to and fro. They're trying to engage discussion about the subject matter, not so much promoting the subject matter itself. It's not so like I think with most things like Instagram or Facebook, it's all here's a picture, isn't this wonderful? Where this is more, I read this book today, this is what it made me feel, this is how I thought about it. Really looking forward to the next book from the author. If you read it, let me know what you think, and someone else can come back and say, oh yeah, that's a really good book recommendation. I read this one from this other guy, which is similar vein. This is what I thought, blah 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 blah. And yeah, I'm finding it quite an addictive app. Not addictive. I check it just once a day, every day, for recommendations about various YouTube videos. It's got all sorts of science stuff on there, science YouTube videos. It's got podcasts you can listen to. It's got sort of health and fitness stuff as well. So various people have various interests, and they post the stuff they're interested in. And so I think it's quite refreshing that the focus is on getting a discussion going about what you're looking at, rather than actually just having eye candy going past.
And I'm guessing the discussion is in like a Twitter like bunch of text replies and stuff.
I'll show you if you like.
I mean, do you leave audio responses or video responses, or?
It's all text at the moment, I think. I'll show you. Sometimes it crashes when you first launch it, but it's all right.
That's what you said last night.
So here's an article left by a bloke called Derek Thompson, who's posted answer to the automobile advertisement for Ford Autos. And then you've got another comment down here. So these people I'm following. Then it's got a Discover channel as well, feed, so I can have a look at a video about an egg. And so this person's he's posted the video. He's saying why he likes it, why he's posted it. I can save articles that I think are interesting. I've got all the notifications tab at the bottom here, the right, which shows who's been following me and what they've been doing. And if you've got comments that are made,
right,
They usually show up on your notifications here. So
that looks like Facebook. Is that Facebook?
So here's a movie I posted a while ago. No one's replied to it. Someone saved it. No, it's not Facebook.
Facebook is white and blue. I don't see much blue.
So if I want to post something, I just tick the plus button down here. I can put a book in, a YouTube video, an article, podcast, or a movie, TV show. I did suggest putting an app or software, but the developers said no, they wanted to focus more on getting conversation going. Like, okay, fair enough.
Okay. So Rome. So here's the question: what's going to keep the trolls out?
Well, that's a very good question. I don't know. I think it's they're probably going to have moderators and all sorts of things. Already, I'm seeing some stuff which is promoting communist propaganda and shit like that. But, I don't know.
Well, I'll say this. I do think stuff like, and I'm going to compare this to YouTube comments, because it's you post something and then you comment on it. Same kind of thing. But I do think there needs to be something where we have less trolls, period. because it's good to have good conversations about stuff. And the couple things you showed were things I think worth talking about. I'll say that. I do like the idea of posting something, making your comment, and then being notified when someone comments back.
Yeah,
to keep the in there quote conversation going. I just really worry about trolls.
Yeah, well, the thing at the moment is that there's about 12 people use it.
Well then.
So if you get in early, you're probably going to avoid the worst. And I think with anything like this, as soon as you get it going up to scale, and you get more and more people use it, you get the bots and you get the trolls and you get the idiots and the Nazis and the pedophiles.
I can't say you're wrong. But what I will say is here's the first line of the description of what it says. Roam lets you discover and share long form media, articles, books, podcasts, and videos. What the hell is media? Okay. Directly consume the media your friends and family recommend in the app and share your favorites as well. Let me just say, first off, I don't care what my family likes, because I can tell you right now, I am not going to like 99.999% of any of them, even my kids and my wife. I don't want to watch that crap. No. Family, no, take the word family out of the description right now, Rome, and say like-minded people. Not family. And friends, look, I got plenty of friends. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have plenty of friends. But I'm pretty sure most of the friends I have, I don't want to watch videos on gun repair. I don't want to watch videos about soccer. I don't want to watch anything, sports related or anything. Dude, no, I don't want to see. No, I don't want to see what my friends have to say. Like-minded people. I want to see what like-minded people have to share, because I would like to be introduced to new podcasts, new media, new articles that are in the same vein of what I like. But I digress.
Yeah, well, I do the same. There are people on there posting stuff I'm not interested in, so I don't follow them.
Yeah, and they make it very clear, absolutely no short form content. AKA, they won't allow TikTok links. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
which is good.
Oh man,
it's brain rot.
Well, I think there's a place for short form content, but the short form content should be, here's how you fix this on your Dyson vacuum cleaner. Yeah, that shouldn't be more than a minute long. Yeah, sure. Yeah, screwdriver, this, done. I don't need a 15-minute build up on what you. I've had this vacuum cleaner since I was. No.
Yeah, that's the old recipe trope.
Trick is
my grandma to give this.
We went to Louisiana back in '65, and my grandmother, who coincidentally, she actually witnessed the Civil War, and she showed me this recipe. Oh God, I don't care about your grandmother.
Yeah, and it turns out the recipe is for Johnny bread, and you put 1 part water, 1 part flour,
and then a pinch of salt in your bed.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Anyway, I like it. I think it's a good app.
Well, and it's the kind of app, it's new enough you can provide input and hopefully steer it towards the right way.
Yeah.
Well, it should have Nostr integration. Is what it should have.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Yes.
What is this Nostr thing you speak of?
Does that incorporate Bitcoin?
It should. Well, that brings me to what you brought up with Signal. Signal's got the whatever coin they're trying to push. It's just ridiculous, man. Why? I don't know. Just to get rich has got to be the only reason to do it.
I think they're trying to keep the servers spinning, maybe.
But to use, yeah. Anyway, do you remember what it was called?
Let me just check.
It's been there for a while, huh? Or has it been?
Yeah.
Share coin or something weird.
I can't find it. Settings.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's all
payments. There we go. So use Signal to send and receive mobile coin. A new privacy-focused digital currency. Activate to get started.
Exactly. Me and Josh both sighed at the same time.
That's just unbelievable. Mobile coin. Like,
Mobile coin. Yeah, I'm just
What-
looking up the
what-
webpage now.
how do you get it? You have to buy it? What?
Okay, mobile coin is a cryptocurrency designed to be used as digital cash on your phone. Information about the transaction is private. Sender, receiver, amount transfer, and message are all unknown to Signal. Sounds right. Activating payments will let you send and receive supported cryptocurrencies. Blah, blah, blah. So what are the supported cryptocurrencies? Mobile coin is a cryptocurrency designed to be used. No, it doesn't say. So mobile coin is obviously the only cryptocurrency it supports.
So that means we would have to probably spend an hour doing research, finding who created that coin and who is the majority stakeholder in that coin, because that's the person who will profit the most.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it
Yeah,
says
and I
that it was founded in 2017 by Joshua Goldbard. Sounds like a good guy.
Oh
And
my God.
Stan
Yeah.
Gordon.
Joshua Goldbard. Oh, wait, I don't know who the hell he is.
With the goal of creating a secure, fast, and mobile optimized digital cash system.
Bitcoin. Okay. So how's it different than Bitcoin?
It's garbage. That would be my guess.
How would something look to be mobile? Just means you created a $15 interface that has the right proportions to be mobile. You can't optimize Bitcoin to be mobile.
They're
or
all
any kind of
they're all mobile. That's the whole point of digital currencies.
They're all have nothing to do with the interface. They can be on a server, they can be on a refrigerator, they can be on a phone. It doesn't matter. That's how cryptocurrency works.
I think it's they want to get in the micropayments game. So with my regular banking app, I can send money to people who aren't customers of that particular bank, just with an email or a Facebook message or something. So I mean, this is, I suppose, one way of getting in on that. If you want to check it, just go into the Signal app, go into settings, and under there's a section called payments.
I'll just stick with Josh on this one. I'm highly skeptical of it and where it came from. It sounds like something that Jeffrey Epstein might be behind her. Oh wait, he's dead. Never mind.
But then what?
But is he?
Yeah. The point is that it's dumb.
It's unnecessary.
It's just dumb.
It's putting a belt on and then putting suspenders on and then insisting on putting super glue around your entire waist. Why? Totally unnecessary.
Well, just integrate Bitcoin.
Right.
Like, what? No one knows what this mobile coin is. No one's going to use that garbage. And people love Signal. Like, that's.
I know. It came from the best of intentions, is the way I'll put it. Moxie Marlinspike, to me, is the person who has the possibility of going down in the annals of history as being the first true digital freedom fighter. The guy who really fought for the little man. But Signal has been confiscated by somebody else, is the way I'll put it.
Yeah, he left probably, almost 5 years ago.
I'll just say
at least 3.
At least 3. And he
well
also,
done,
one of the other applications he made was called Red Phone. And I know for a fact, Red Phone was used by everybody. Extremely good and extremely bad because it worked. It allowed for communications over networks that were completely incapable of being decrypted unless they were cached and they use quantum computers in 5 to 10 years from now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll tell you one thing that he did not invent was the mobile coin.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to say a hairbrush or shampoo. Because he does not look well kept. Okay, so now I'm going to go completely left field now and say, here's my app. I'm going to bring right here. This app is called Deck Settings, and this app is by the same developer who I brought up before from an app called Deck Filter. And what this is it's a app that tells you the best optimized settings to run a game on your Steam Deck. The There's no other Linux device out there that has at least dedicated hardware that game programmers can build towards. And there's no other device out there right now that can make it so people can know how to make their games work good. Because on Windows, you have Dell, who has nothing to do with Microsoft, who has nothing to do with NVIDIA, who has nothing to do with the game publisher. So it's a complete random crapshoot when you run a game. On dedicated hardware from a dedicated vendor who is deeply integrated with that hardware, and then who literally sends developers to game studios to tell them how to make games. Having suggested settings always helps things run better. Tangent. One of the reasons I'm bringing this up is Deck Filter. I think is still one of the best applications I've seen to critique my games and curate my games and suggest what I should be playing. Number one. Number two, Valve just announced 3 new pieces of hardware that will be released early 2026. One of them is the Valve Index, which is a VR headset, which will blow all of the current headsets out of the water. I have little doubt in that. The Steam Controller 2, which is just calling the Steam Controller, which again, the one thing that Valve has over every other ecosystem when it comes to game is infinite customizability with controls. Every other platform, Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, there's a heavy limitation on how much you can actually customize the controls. So if you're a fiddler tinkler kind of thing, then you can make the controls do whatever you want. And the third one is they're literally coming out with a Steam machine, which is a cube looking computer that is running Steam OS that they're trying to push towards the average gamer.
Oh, that was the Cleveland Steamer.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you, Dor, because I've actually
12
been
inches.
playing.
Oh, sorry.
I've actually been playing a bit of Steam. A game called The Hunter Call of the Wild, because Solomon was really interested. I think he found it on YouTube, and then I saw it on Steam, and it was on sale for $2 or something from 30. And so I said, well, why don't I just try to play this, and you can watch me play it instead. And because that's why I'm the father of the year. And so I've been trying to play it on this new computer, which I installed Fedora on because I was getting the impression that it had the best NVIDIA support. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, exactly. And it's been interesting to say the least. So my question is Steam Deck, is that just the app, or is that the little game handheld console thing? Like, would this help me with that? Because I'm really struggling with the graphics and like it's a brand new graphics card, so it's kind of flaky.
Well, I'll say this. There's a reverse bell curve when it comes to Linux and dedicated discrete video cards, which means they go through a ramp, a U-shaped of support, where in the beginning they have no support whatsoever at all. And then they get to a peak where they have peak support and things work as best as possible. And then they start to lose support and lose performance. The Steam Deck is dedicated hardware where you would basically install, buy it, then get a dock and put it onto your device. The first thing you have to do when you have a question about anything with Linux and gaming is you have to go to ProtonDB.com. And when I go to ProtonDB.com, the first thing you have to notice is up by the top, it says The Hunter Call of the Wild gold status, which is not the best, but it's good. Deck verified status unsupported. Then it says, then beneath it, you see Steam, SteamDB, Steam Charts, Steam PC, PC Gamer, and these links, which then tells you these are the links. Then right beneath that are the important ones, where it says all PC, Steam Deck, or Chrome OS. So if you say PC, you click that, you can say yes. A typical gamer would enjoy COTW. They have to abbreviate it because they're cool. even if it crashes sometimes when you exit the game for far too long. I've only played it multiplayer on different maps and everything works great. So what I'm going to say is either A, you just need to turn the settings down to a reasonable degree, or get rid of the beta testing format of operating systems we call Fedora.
Yeah, well, the problem is that I don't know that. Well, the main problem is that it's NVIDIA and they're jerks and don't open source their drivers for Linux to be able to use properly.
No, but the Nuvo drivers are literally made by NVIDIA employees, and they don't do a horrible job. They do better than AMD. I'll say that.
Yes, but that's the thing is that I think that this the graphics card is so new that it doesn't have the support. And
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing I do every time I get a computer is that's what that hard drive that I showed before, which is a good one. But I dug around into the computer and took that out and put a new one in and put Linux on. So this hard drive has Windows on it and it's never been booted.
Jeez.
straight out, and not even going to play that game. I figure that if you boot up Windows on it, then it'll probably instantly have a virus or something will break inside.
Yeah, they're trying to say on the 5060, you should be able to run it on the max settings with no issues. Which is the thing they always say when they don't own the card. Yes, numerically speaking, if you can do math, you should be able to run it at the max settings. But
if you can do meth, what'd you say?
Well, listen, let's stop talking about my hobbies and let's stick to the show. Which, yeah, if the card is brand new, there's almost nothing you can do except try to run the most cutting edge distribution you can.
Like Fedora.
Which is not Fedora at all. They're not even close to the cutting edge, okay? They're a beta testing environment. And Arch. And do you know what SteamOS is based off of?
Arch.
And I will say with SteamOS, with Proton, there are different types of applications you can install. One of them is called Proton GE, which tries to give you more cutting edge, even versions of Proton to use.
What is Proton?
Proton is a abstraction layer that's based upon Wine, which is based upon, I can't remember the name of it, Cross Office. Okay.
Which what allows Steam to play games.
Well, what I'll say is Wine is the middle application, and Wine is technically a recursive acronym. Wine stands for Wine is not an emulator, and it's technically not an emulator, but it is an emulation layer that takes Windows applications, hears the Windows calls from the applications, translates them into Linux commands, and then pushes them to the kernel or to other applications. So, because Windows is so heavy, Windows has so many things going on, Windows has so many Copilot things going on, you can actually run a Linux PC, you can take your PC with the 5060, install Windows, take the same PC, install Linux, and using Proton, you can sometimes get better numbers. And when I say sometimes, a fairly good number of times, you can run Proton and get better performance out of it versus running it natively on Windows, which should not happen. But it does.
No, I guess Wine is probably better than it used to be, but it used to just be so hard. Dude.
Well, Wine still has no support for USB. So I don't understand that, but they don't. Proton is different. Proton is, it used to be called, I'm going to say, Cross Office. It was first invented to run Microsoft Office applications on Mac and Linux. And then they forked it, because everything in open source software gets forked hundreds, if not thousands of times if it's any good. And then they made Wine. And Wine was supposed to be a general purpose use, run everything. And then Proton was forked from that, and it's trying to be game specific. And then Valve, the number one company in the world, when you stack a pie chart up to how much they make versus how many employees they have, less is better, and then how much each employee is paid. They're like the #1 company in the world. Nothing even comes close to them. And they literally have a percentage of employees. I want to say last I heard it was like 18% of employees who do nothing but work on Proton to make it run better, run smoother, and work better. So you always want the latest version of Proton. In Fedora, you can try to install Proton GE, and in Steam, you can basically just click on the game, click on manage, click on compatibility, and then force it to use a specific version of Proton that is installed. Proton DB, if the game's been around long enough, which this game has been around since 2017, there should be somebody in there telling you the preferred Proton settings on Proton DB, is what I'm saying.
Well, maybe I'll go to Arch anyway, and I don't know. I'm not super impressed with Fedora.
I'll say this: if you're a Fedora guy, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. You can download Bazite. It's called Bazite, and Bazite is SteamOS emulated, essentially copied on a Fedora base. And supposedly the performance you get out of that is spectacular, especially when compared to base Fedora. The one that I've been using is called, I can't remember what it's called now, Chameleon OS, which is a Debian-based imitation of SteamOS. So Bazite is probably your best bet if you want to run Fedora. Everyone I know who knows nothing about Linux, they think Linux is spelled like Linex kind of thing. They don't even know, and they run Bazite and they love it. So,
but is that just gaming specific, or can you run Blender on it? Is it? It
is the same exact thing as SteamOS, which is it boots up into a what's called a
it's an app.
Well, yes, but technically you should install Bazite from the ISO. You boot it up the first time and you're presented with what's called big picture mode, which lists games and Steam settings. And then if you hit like the power button, one of the options is switch to desktop. And it literally throws you into a Bazite, I want to say, uses a GNOME desktop, where SteamOS uses Plasma desktop.
KDE.
Yeah. So you can get a full desktop experience out of it with no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Ivor looks bored.
He looks extremely pissed.
He's drooling, I think.
I did not understand a word of that. Anyway.
That's all right. Either did I.
So then I'll say, Ivor, so then do you have an app to like recenter us?
Well, I do actually, yes. So I've been using an app for my YouTube videos it's called Pipe. And they've been having some technical issues. YouTube's been cutting down the loopholes that it has, the back doors it has, so that third-party applications like Pipe have difficulties. So some people are getting difficulty passing video when they were logged into their YouTube account through the app. And hang on, let me just put a link in the app here. So they came out with a beta called Pipe Beta. Beta, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Yeah, Pipe Beta. And so this was an option for people to download an alternative version of Pipe, which I think is actually better than the mainstream one that was available on F-Droid. So I've been using the beta version, and it's bloody fantastic. What they've done is they've farmed out the download functionality to another app called Seal, and the Seal app basically takes over the downloading process from Pipe, or Pipe gets on with doing what it wants to do, and it actually works really well. The interface is actually a lot better. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Pipe in the past. If you've used it at all, but it's a bit like NewPipe. It's a fork of NewPipe, and it's one I've been using for years, and I just think it just keeps getting better all the time. But so the main thing, because I try and stay away from the YouTube app itself. I can't use that thing. It's terrible on both on the TV and on your phone. So the pipe one, what I do is I just download. The download functionality is really, really good. It's like you can select the file format you want to download in, the audio format. You can select to just download the audio if you want. And so what I'm finding myself doing now is just downloading audio directly for my music files from the YouTube itself, and you're getting really high quality audio files coming directly from YouTube, which is great. So if you can, go and check out the Pipe mainstream one if you want. But I would recommend, if you've got the Pipe or if you've got New Pipe or any other third-party YouTube client, check out Pipe Beta. And I'll put the link to the Infinity Loop GitHub there, and hopefully that should work. But play around with it. It's really good.
I tried to find an app that would go. We have a Roku TV, and I tried to find something like this that would go onto the TV in order to be able to watch YouTube without ads, because I mean we pay for it right now, but as far as anytime I see YouTube without the paid, when it just normie view, I don't know how people can watch that. It's worse than TV, I think.
I'm pretty sure I'd rather get gonorrhea once a month for the rest of my life than have to use YouTube without my paid prescription. I cannot even come close to even lying.
Is that before or after you pull down your pants and then put it in a blender?
I'll say during. Yeah, it is so painful. I seriously cannot understand how anybody can sit through it, is the way I'll put it.
Yeah.
So how'd you get gonorrhea? Well, I don't know. I just drank the smoothie that Dor gave me out of his blender.
Well, all you gotta do is come to Baltimore. We're number one for gonorrhea. So with that said, I still to this day cannot blame anybody for trying to find their way around it. And you're right, Ivor. This will be a never-ending cat and mouse game. YouTube will constantly do everything it can to make it difficult for anybody to download their stuff without seeing the ads, or watch their stuff without seeing ads, because that's how they make money. And they're the number 2 search engine in the world. They're in like heated competition with eyeball time from TikTok, Meta, and everybody else. But yeah, I mean, the wife and the wife has even gotten to the point to where she sees an ad and she flips out. One of the subscriptions she has is Peacock. And they just changed it to where even if you have the Peacock paid membership, you're going to once in a while see ads.
You're going to see an ad. Yeah.
Oh man, she did not like that. She immediately.
Well, that's the same way Amazon is.
No, not if you have no. Not if you have the right membership. We don't see any ads on Amazon. Exactly. Because she made sure we don't see any ads on Amazon, so we can sit down and watch Jeopardy or Reacher or anything, and we don't see no ads. And then I thought it was hilarious. She turned on something on Peacock and she was watching it, and then what the F is this? This is fun. I'm like, oh, I love you. Yes. So yeah, no ads. She got rid of the ads.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the other thing Pipe does as well. You don't get ads. You don't get YouTube ads. Yeah. It's fantastic. So I just download the files I want to watch, transfer them over to my Plex server, and then I sit there and watch them on my TV. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me say, hey, nobody got time for that.
Yeah, exactly.
And the older I get, the more valuable my time is. So I don't know. I mean, I'm tired. I mean, the main reason is if someone has to spend money to push stuff into my face, it's probably not worth my money or time looking at. So no, anytime I see an ad, I immediately lose interest and think, nope, this can't be good. And
it probably isn't.
I know, but I'm trying to find it. Maybe I thought I put it in our chat. I can't remember. I thought I had an application you can basically install on your server, and then it becomes your local podcast repository that then on your podcast app or whatever you subscribe to and then see your
Yeah,
thing.
you did put that in.
Okay. Well, I'll try to download that and play with that because I do like the idea of not worrying if my phone blows up, but then I have all my podcast history and know what podcast I'm subscribed to and what I've already listened to. So I really do like the idea of that, and I really want it to be a one-click install and done. So I'll try to find time to play with that.
Where would you put it?
Sorry. Well, my wife had an Asus laptop that some kid broke. No one admits it, of course. But all they broke was the screen. So quite literally, I would take that laptop, plug up a USB drive, boot into Proxmox or Ubuntu server, install a VM or Proxmox, install a container, Docker container, and put it on that and just let it run. Because I don't need a lot of juice. Doesn't need a lot of juice, doesn't need a lot of throughput, doesn't need a lot of power, doesn't need a lot of anything.
Do you remember what it was called?
If I did, I'm pretty sure I would have said it by now.
Your story sucks, Door.
Well, you don't pay me for the story. My goodness, look at all this junk in this chat. How am I supposed to find anything?
How long ago was this?
I mean, I see Homie the Clown. I see Christmas trees. I see Samsung crap.
A few memes, some castle references.
News about the 20 gigabyte phone. It's called Pine Pods, PINEPODS. Because the first time I
find one of those.
Well, because the first time I stumbled across it, I thought, wait a minute, this is a like Pine 64 manufacturer company thing. And I looked at it. No, this has nothing to do with that at all. This is completely different.
And you'll find one of those in Door's pool room.
Yeah. Yeah, it says Pine Pods is your complete podcast ecosystem. Yeah, there it is. Lightweight, fast, Rust-powered podcast server with seamless sync across all you and your family's devices. Again, family. No. Stop saying family. Everything you need for a podcast, nothing you don't. So, basically, this has a application, everything I gather, you install, and then it has native applications on iOS, Android, blah, 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 blah. And you can basically connect to it. And then in the Pine Pods application is where you subscribe to your podcast.
Do you have a link to this?
Yeah, pinepods.online.
But I'm looking. Oh, there it is.
It's
one
the
word.
URL. I had somebody at work try to tell me URL and they said URL. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
I thought you were just being a jerk. You're like,
no, it's
called pinepods.online.
Right.
But there's
it's a mountain range in Russia, isn't it?
I don't know nothing about Russia. I'm American.
Are you commie? Rust
you do seem to wear a lot of red.
I'm just wondering, this would be something that would be great on an Umbrel.
It definitely could be. And because seriously, I do like the idea of going anywhere and like just having an app that interfaces with my content. I don't have to say, well, my podcasts are on this phone, so I have to hook up this phone to my car. I have to hook this phone up to this. I have to just experience my podcast. I'd much rather have native apps on other things and just point to it.
Our new truck has Android Auto, which was the first time that I've had anything that's got that, except that graphene on Pixel 6a doesn't seem to work on Android Auto.
I was going to ask you, Josh, do you think it might be possible sometime for you to show us Graphene OS on your phone? Like share the screen with us and see how it looks? And not now, but, obviously.
There you go.
Another day.
I guess so. I mean,
Feels
it
a wee-
just
a
looks
wee
the
demo.
same. Like it just depends on what launch you're using, really. Like it's the same.
Oh, okay, right.
It just has, which I'm still using. I don't even know what it's called anymore, but it was that one I showed you where it just has 8 apps on the front,
Right.
and then
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
and then you give it the 1, 2, and then you can go through them. So, but the problem is that now it won't. The charging cable doesn't stay in.
Oh no,
It's pretty difficult to actually charge this thing.
that's not good.
So again, I blame Obama, but that's why I was looking at. I'm looking at changing my service completely from Telus to what's called Freedom Mobile.
Not to like Elon Musk based. Okay.
No, definitely not. And so I'd be saving quite a bit of money, and then they have I can get a Pixel 10 on
You could
that.
pay for it with mobile coin.
But the thing is, Graphene doesn't have support for the Pixel 10 yet.
Yeah.
So they're still trying to reverse engineer it. Oh, but I think that Graphene is coming out with their own. No, maybe that was.
Graphene did work with EOS where they have special customized graphene on hardware, but it's mostly available in the EU or the UK. I want to say, not America or not North.
I was thinking of above phone.
Excuse me?
Phone. Above phone is
How's above phone?
Well, it's basically pixels at this point, which already have graphene on them. There it is. Above phone online door.
I'll buy that for $1.
So yeah, they just have overpriced pixels.
So why is it the first thing I go to in the website? There's a laptop.
Yeah, because they have laptops too.
Then why is it called above phone?
I don't know.
Man, that is really bad.
Started with
oh my God.
phone.
I go there and it says access key insights for free. Get 4 value packed webinars.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
The aluminum 5. But so yeah, they've got laptops and phones now. And then I think they also they have like internet IP phone numbers as well for anonymity.
Exactly.
And they've got other, they started off with just phones and now they've grown. So, I mean, it shows you that people are actually interested in these type of freedom tech movements and, de-Googlefying and de-Applefying. And
well, I'll say people are definitely becoming more privacy aware. My question is, one of the big questions now with people looking at phones is also how long is it going to be supported for? Do they give you any kind of dedication that?
I think as long as Google supports the phone, because I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, so it's, what is it, 7 years or something probably?
Depends on the device, but yes, up to 7 years. And the one thing is you never want to support less. So if they're doing that, then yeah, that's fine. That's smart. And I don't know if the prices are fair. They seem reasonable compared to what I expected. Pixel 9a, $999, 9a Pro, $1,500, a 9 Pro Fold, $2,300. That doesn't sound incredibly off from the normal prices, but it is a little bit more. Which, if you want a privacy-focused device, you're going to be willing to pay more. That's just, fact.
But you can also do it yourself simply. But again, like you said, I mean, the cost of these devices is ridiculous anyway.
Mm-hmm. That, and it's always nice to rely on somebody else and complain to them when something breaks instead of sitting at your computer for like 3 hours and like re-blasting it.
So did you order your above phone, Ivor?
3, actually. Yep.
Yeah, nice. It doesn't have a rotating camera though, so there's that too.
Oh well, You get by.
You got
Speaking
any
of getting
apps
stuff
for
for
it?
free,
Oh, never mind.
I got one.
Pipe
Sorry.
coming back.
No, I just wanted to say quickly, man, I just recently switched from 1Password, which I used for years, paid about $100 a year for it. Didn't
Was
do
it
anything
password
much of it.
123? Was that your one password?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And so then I just recently switched to Bitwarden, which is totally free and works just the same as 1Password did, or I suppose any other application would. It's got desktop clients, it's got phone clients, it's got everything. Exported all my passwords from 1Password, and then Bitwarden sucked it all up, and now it just works exactly the same as 1Password used to, and I'm really impressed. So I just saved myself $100 a year just by doing that. So if you're paying for a password subscription service at the moment, you might want to consider going to Bitwarden, which is free.
Yeah, and you can, if you want to support them, you can pay for it, and I think it's $10 a year.
Yeah, it's
Oh, is that
fair.
right? Okay.
Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
And you can also self-host the vaults too.
I'm-
Wow, it's
I'm going to go here because I've said this multiple times and nobody has ever contradicted me. I installed the personal server to where they say you can host it yourself and we never get any of the data. Okay. I installed it. I then blacklisted all Bitwarden IP addresses from entering my network or me accessing them, and it didn't work. It didn't work on my own network. It wouldn't work anywhere. So that tells me, yes, if Bitwarden goes tits up tomorrow and you rely on the locally hosted, self-hosted solution, it ain't going to work. Period. So why have a self-hosted app? I mean, that's like, again, belt, suspenders, and super glue. What's the point of it? Now I say that, and this was like 2-3 years since I did that and tested it, and that's what my results were. And I've never heard anybody debunk that or say anything different. They just say self-hosted and then they just move on. Like it's a given. Like, the earth is flat and then they just move on. Kind of thing. Yeah, just because something says it's self-hosted does not mean it's actually more private or more secure than letting them host it. Which is why I'm not going to install Bitwarden anytime soon, again, unless somebody tells me I'm wrong. Then I'll happily install it and try it again. And if I can self-host it and it never contact their servers, oh yeah, I'm keeping it around and probably giving them money.
Are you do you
Good to
use
know.
Bitwarden still?
Nope.
What are you using?
I've installed Bitwarden like 2 years ago and that was it. I'm still using free LastPass.
Yeah, LastPass, man. Yeah. That's because they don't use the clipboard, do they?
Nope. Everything else
Yeah.
uses the clipboard. Everything else in existence that's ever existed on any platform uses the clipboard. If it can go outside of itself. Now, if you use like the Chrome password reminder and you use Chrome as your application, then yeah, it doesn't use the clipboard. But also, you have no choice but to use Chrome. So, yeah, I'm still waiting. I've found more than a couple of solutions that I can have locally. And then when I update a password, I have to pass a file from here to there to like have it sync up together. And as soon as you do that, then you have multiple points of weakness, and all they need is access to that one file and time, and they'll be able to break it with it, a brute force password eventually. So, yeah, I'm still waiting for that. I'm waiting for Squirrel to take off and become popular, which means I'm going to have to jump to a different universe.
Is that still a thing?
Oh yeah, I mean, he basically open sourced the whole code and said, "Do whatever you want with it. It's done. It's done. It works. There's no security vulnerabilities. Do what you want."
Yeah, but no one's going to do that.
Nope. Because massive companies don't want security; they want access and control.
Yeah, there's. Also, I see KeyPass all over what is it?
KeyPass X. Mm-hmm. Which is completely insecure. I mean, literally, you might as well put your password on a Post-it note and put it underneath your keyboard. That's how secure.
Or stick your dick in the
That's
blender.
That's where I put that thing.
Anyway, I'm just saying, if you're looking for a free, simple, easy to use, effective password manager, even though it uses the clipboard, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I like Bitwarden.
I'll just say again, if they can afford to put advertisements out there.
Yeah, they're getting the money from somewhere, aren't they?
Well, but again, I'm giving them money. Like I think a lot of people.
Oh,
pay
no,
for
no,
it.
no. I think they sell a lot of information to other companies. We just don't know about it yet.
Bitwarden.
It's just a suspicion. I have no facts to back up my belief, but if they can afford advertising and they can afford free services, where do you think that money's coming from? It doesn't
but
come
they
out of thin air.
offer. Yeah, but they offer paid services as well, though. Like, I mean, I understand what you're saying. For a company that is only offering a free service, then there's definitely an issue.
What percentage do you think of subscribers pay?
Well, 100% in my house. 0% in Ivor's house. So I'd say 50%. 50%.
Yeah, if they get above 3%, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, it's
I would be genuinely shocked. So if you only have 3% of the people paying you money and you can afford all this server hosting, all this storage, all this bandwidth, all this throughput, all this upkeep, all this coders, all this security people and advertising.
But how much of that do they really have? I mean, like what type of?
Do they not put out updates to the application?
Oh no, it's just garbage.
They constantly put out updates, and like I'm
not talking about that, but I mean, how much storage
weight?
space do you need for a single text file?
They're technically not text files, but okay.
Yeah, I know that's, but I mean, it's still a single file.
And like Ivor, how long do you have to wait when you click something? A split second? Yeah, exactly. So that's a lot of throughput. That's a lot of bandwidth. Even if they're literally like 10K text files. You have hundreds and thousands, if not millions of people accessing that. That is a metric crap ton of throughput bandwidth that costs a good amount of money. Is the way I'll put it. Bandwidth ain't free.
But you use LastPass.
Yeah.
What did they do?
Which had a major breach 3 years ago.
No, they didn't. You have no idea what you're talking about. There was no major breach. What happened was if you didn't go into the application and say update, then it didn't put enough encryption on your passwords. There was no breach. No.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can Google it because I see you doing that now. There was
I'm Googling.
There was no breach. What happened was if you didn't go into the settings and update your settings, if you were infected, if your computer was infected, they were able to get to your master password after a certain amount of time. Because many people reported they had a number 0 when it came to the number of times your password was hashed. But if you went into the security settings and said, update me to this, it would jump up to anywhere from 100 to 300 times, which made it impossible for you to be hacked. So that's
so. In case you're in need of a refresher, back in 2022, LastPass fell victim to multiple hacks in which its source code, API tokens, MFA seeds, and keys were stolen from customers.
Right.
With all of this valuable data.
Not from LastPass. LastPass had no breach.
Yeah. It's all from the customers.
Yeah.
Then launched a series of attacks in which they went after users' crypto.
Right.
Up until this point, LastPass was considered one of the best password managers and came highly recommended. Then in October 23, 4.7 million in cryptocurrency was stolen. And then in February of this year, additional 6.4 million in digital currencies was drained from the accounts of LastPass users.
The weakest point in any solution is users.
Yeah.
Not software.
Users. So you're saying all that came from users who didn't upgrade the app.
Yeah. And users who probably used the same password on 30 different sites.
Because that's what LastPass is supposed to prevent.
Oh, no. It can't do it just encourages.
Right.
And you can ignore anything.
But hang on. If you've gone to all the effort of getting a password manager, why? And it makes up new passwords for you. You know that it's important to have a different password for every site you use. why would you still use 30, the same password on 30 sites?
Because
Doesn't
the
make
first
sense.
time you
People
go,
are dumb.
no, because the first time you go to that website, you can type in your password and then hit enter, and it says, "Do you want to save this?" And you say yes. Does
Yeah,
it
but if you've got
not?
the password manager, it would say, looks like you're putting in a new password. Would you like to use this password
Ignore. How easy is it to click ignore?
Yeah.
Every user clicks ignore,
Yeah.
ignore. Remind me later. Whatever.
Right.
Is
I'll get to that
LastPass
later,
open
yeah.
source store?
No.
That's one thing. Bitwarden is open source as well.
And I still never heard of a third party audit. And I've literally offered people money to go ahead and do it. And I got a lot of money, but I offered money for people to third party audit it, and no one's jumped at the chance.
Mhm.
So until
30 bucks. I'll give you $30.
I actually offered, I put on, it was fiverr.com. I said I offered $50 and nobody jumped. So then I went to Tenor and I offered $50 and nobody jumped.
I want my $2.
Right. I mean, everyone
Yeah,
should use a
50.
password manager, period. I don't care what you use. Use a password manager. And for God's sake, make sure your password is not in a dictionary. Make sure if you can remember your password, it's insecure. I don't care what mental algorithm you think you have for your passwords. If you can remember your password, it is insecure, period. Number one. Number two, use a password manager. They're everywhere. I mean, you can literally install a BlackBerry. You can buy a BlackBerry from 2004 or whatever, and then you can probably get a password manager on it. Yeah.
Yep.
I even encourage my wife to use a password manager. Unfortunately, she uses the Chrome password manager, but it's something.
Yeah.
And I love it when I say, I need to go here. What's the password? And she says, I don't know. God, I love you. Yes, right. That's the right answer. It shouldn't be your like, it shouldn't be a name plus the number 1 and an exclamation point. Ever.
Really? I'll be right back. I got some.
So yeah, I mean, look, the only constant we have in software is the mighty have fallen. Time after time after time. Log Me In was praised as being the best thing that's ever happened. And then when they sold to a third party, everyone swore the end is nigh. Oh my God, they're going to sell all your information. And then these things happen that get completely blown out of proportion to where now everyone says Log Me In is this. Look, is it the best? No. But have I been hacked? Not once. Not once. So it's fine. Sooner or later, Bitwarden will have a problem. And then people will say, see, I told you so. See, I told you so. Because that's how nerds are.
Well, it also says that Bitwarden regularly conducts comprehensive third-party security audits with
Tell me one
notable
company.
security firms. Right here, Bitwarden. It's from what did it say?
Okay, I found 3 companies that said they did independent audits, and all 3 of them worked for Bitwarden in the past.
Paragon Initiative Enterprises.
I believe that was one of them. Yes, they were founders. They were one of the founders of it.
So they can't really audit independently, could they?
That's not true third party. Independent.
No.
Yeah, I'll say that. So now,
okay.
Again, this was
didn't want to kick over that nest of hornets. Sorry.
Well, I mean, everyone should use a password manager. Period. Hard stop.
I think if you are using a different password for all of the sites you visit that require one, you're already 99% more secure than anybody else who's not.
Absolutely right. And
Don't
as long
use
as
the Chrome password manager.
Well, and as long as your passwords are longer than like 8 characters.
Yeah.
Because
as long as you have a good main password for your password manager.
Well, are you guys aware of NIST? NIST?
Yes.
No, I can't say I've heard of that.
NIST is a government organization called the National Institute of Standards of Technology. These are the people that literally legislate what can be called USB. It has to have this connector, but this is. They also just recently thank God, updated their password policy, which they haven't updated for like 5 years. And they're now recommending nobody should be on a schedule of changing your passwords because it's pointless. Because once you push a schedule on somebody, then they start just adding a number to the end and then incrementing the number or whatever. And that's true. That's what happens. So what now they're suggesting is don't force a password change on a schedule. Force it when something happens. A system administrator leaves your company, something bad happens security wise, whatever, then force people to change their passwords. And that's it. And password length is 10 times, if not 100 times more important than complexity. Don't force special characters and numbers. Force length. And Steve Gibson, PPP, Perfect Paper Passwords, has a great generator that you can go to and generate. Again, open. His code for that is open source on how to generate the passwords, and literally just go there, copy paste. If you don't want to trust your password manager, and I'll say the number one sign the service or website you're using is not doing things right is if they have a limit on the length of the password.
Unbelievable. It's so annoying. Oh, it has to be between 8 and 16 or 8 and 21.
Right. That's when you know they're literally 10 to 15 years behind in their security.
Yeah,
to do salting and hashing means you can enter a billion length password and it will always be crunched down to 256 characters because that's how salting and hashing works. So if they say your password has to be this short, well then, dude, that is not secure.
It's so arbitrary too. This makes no sense.
Well, that's how you know, like the banking system with the PIN number. The reason the PIN number can only be 4 digits long is because they're still using software from the 1960s on the complete back end.
Yep.
And if you didn't know, in the 1960s, there were only 4 numbers.
And in the 1960s, a woman couldn't have a credit card, a woman couldn't have a bank account, a woman couldn't have a mortgage, and a woman couldn't own a car.
The roads were much safer.
Ooh.
Okay.
You're allowed to drink and drive.
Hay mail the door at podnutz.com.
No, it's Steve at smdcomputers.com. The app I'm going to bring, honestly, I know I brought it before, but I don't care. I'm bringing it again. It is called HUXE. I don't even know how to pronounce that. HUXE, AI radio and podcast. It is janky as hell. It's still janky as hell. But I'm still finding it interesting. Even though I put in my credentials, I link it to my Google account, which, whatever I do. Okay, I do. So when I hit it, it prompts me every morning at 8 a.m., but I can run it anytime I want. And it goes through a rundown of what's in my email inbox. Does it need attention? What's on my calendar? Does it require this or that? And then what's my topics of interest? The example I'll use is I had a appointment in there for my wife and my 2 sons to have a dentist appointment. And when I did the daily rundown, even though I only had the office name, the address, and the time, it said, and don't forget, you have this appointment. And if you need to adjust it, you have to call 24 hours ahead of time. And and it gave me the phone number and it told me this information. I'm like, wow, okay. Then I put in Magoobies, where we went to the comedy thing, and the daily thing told me, and don't forget, this show starts at 8 p.m., but the website clearly states that the doors open 30 minutes beforehand. And don't forget, there's a 2-item minimum that you have to buy. Like, well, I didn't put this in there, but it knows that. But every 2 days, I have to tell it, blacklist sports. Stop playing sports. I don't want to hear anything about any sports at all.
Not even rugby?
Any. I don't care, because sports to me now are Neanderthal tribalism things that people virtue signal between each other because they don't feel like they're good enough. So I have to pretend like that's me out on that field.
They've got nothing else to talk about either.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I like seeing feats of physical things that amaze me. It's great. It's cool. But I can't sit there for hours and watch these people go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back, especially if they're rapists. You know, I don't want to watch killers, molesters, rapists, or any of them. No. Mm-mm.
What if they're all locked in a coliseum with a lion?
As long as it ain't hours long, which it shouldn't be with a lion.
Gotta feel sorry for the lion, really, don't you?
Well, I mean, as long as it's well fed. I mean, look, if it's well fed, at least it'll be competitive. But if it's really hungry, yeah, game's over. But okay, now with this HUXE radio podcast, you can go through a discover process, and you can put in custom words to be added to your daily feed. And there are like topics you can go click on, and then it appears to actively search what's relevant right now in this topic, and then plays it for you with AI conversations that, yeah, they're a little bit cringe worthy. But you know, if you put in stuff like astrophysics, it will tell you about the latest James Webb telescope discoveries or things that they've seen. If you put in like automotive manufacturers, it will tell you about the next cars that are going to be released from this company, kind of thing. So it does actually try to do stuff. It's, again, just janky as hell, will randomly freeze, randomly lock up, and continuously forget if you tell it to stop telling me certain stuff. Like if you say blacklist politics, 2 days later, well, did you know that AOC? No, stop. I don't care. But except for that, it's great.
Good stuff.
That's the fact that it sucks. It's good.
Well, speaking of AI curators, I've got an app here called Kagi News, Kagi News.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a news device, and I want to show you how it works actually on my screen, because it's really quite cool.
Mm-hmm.
So if we start it up here, what it does is it's basically it's AI curated news, and we'll show you basically news from the regular categories you would expect to find in any news app. And what it does, if you click on an article, it gives you that, and it tells you the sources for this article. So it gives you all the where it's got the information from, and then goes down and gives you a summary of the main points. Then it gives you the highlights in different sections, which is very easy to read, sort of very brief sort of highlights with citations as to where these came from, which is I thought was really good. So you can go to the original site. For some reason that's broken. And then it's got perspectives on that thing from various outlets. So this is so similar articles on the same topic. Then it gives you this really cool thing called historical background with citations as well. So it gives you all the technical details, goes into its scientific significance, the industry impact. It gives you a little timeline of events, and it gives you a little do you know thing at the end. I thought, wow, that's a really cool way to learn about a news article without actually reading the whole damn thing. It gives you, it's a really, really good way to I think, read the news.
Well, yeah, and what I'll say is, whenever you read a news article, you have to understand the person who wrote it is biased. One way or another, they want to get their point across, whether good, bad, or whatever. They want to push their agenda, is the way I want to put it, because everyone has an agenda in the universe. Now, with that said, I love the fact that they have sources and they cite sources. The example I'll use is there was a TV show called Adam Ruins Everything. And I did not agree with everything he said at all, which if you agree with somebody 100%, that just means you don't think. I just want to say that. So I didn't agree with him 100%, but every single time he stated something as if it was a fact, he also had a thing at the bottom of the screen telling you where the source was. And if you went to the website, he would link to the actual source and to where he got his information from. Anything that gives you source links is a billion times better than some jackass sharing something on social media saying, see. Anybody can write anything and put it as a headline and put it as an article. It doesn't matter. If you don't cite sources, it's not worth my time.
Especially if it's been used by AI. So AI has put all this stuff together. It's actually showing you where it's got the information from.
And
The other thing I really like.
I know, but can you blacklist sports? Because I see sports there on the front page.
Yeah, I couldn't really get rid of that. I'm not sure. One of the cool things I like is it's got a today in history section. So every day you go through and it tells you all the people who were born and died, and all the events that have occurred in the last 500 years or so. And it's got country specific stuff as well. So I can show all my local stuff, local news. It's got all the stuff I'm interested in, Linux and OSS, and then it's got the UK stuff that I'm interested in. So check it out.
When you mentioned this app, I have played with it, and I'm not going to lie, I liked what it was shooting for. I like the idea of you curate what you want to see. It then decides and it presents stuff to you. You can say up or down on all of it. And the fact that it gives you sources is great. But I also noticed that in the screenshots of the app, every time they show you the screen where you can set sources, they always have it unchecked. Like they don't want you to look at sources. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's probably something dodgy going on there.
Well, I mean, and
Was
here's
that
the thing.
It says that it doesn't work on my phone.
That's a danger sign, isn't it?
Well, I will say this. If we take a look at the data safety, it says no data is shared with third parties. No data is collected. So I'm going to guess it doesn't work because Kagi Incorporated just doesn't know how to disassociate their code base
with Google Play.
With the Google Play.
It's looking for Google Play.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of developers rely on it, dare I say, like a crutch, to do certain heavy liftings to where they don't got to do it. Hopefully they correct that with time. But yeah, I'm a big fan as time goes on with alternate news sources, because I listen to everybody. Whenever people throw adjectives at me, like very unprecedented, never ending kind of thing, I know that they're pushing feelings towards me. Dare I say, I like when I'm seeing AI driven results, because it's painfully obvious if something is, emotional or not, because AI does really bad at it. And when they cite sources, like easily click on a source and see where's that coming from. And if it's from somebody I've heard before that I know has existed for 100 years, I know it's more credible.
Yeah, it's interesting now. I can look at ad copy or something like that. And it's pretty easy to pick out what's been written by AI.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll say that's a good find. Kagi, Kagi. How do you pronounce it, Ivor?
Kagi, I pronounce it, but it's probably wrong. Could be Kaji or Kaji. I don't know.
I'm saying KG.
KG. Could be, KG. That'll be it.
Yeah. American, so I'm going to say KG. Okay, the one I want to bring next, honestly, it's one of those things, I'm sorry. I know I brought it before in the past, but I don't care. I'm bringing it up again because it's stupid, it's silly, it's simple, it's old, but it's entertaining as hell. And it honestly, I feel a little bit educational on things that could happen. It is a game called Papers, Please. And essentially, you work at the border. You have to inspect credentials and people, and sometimes insist they take an x-ray kind of thing so you can see what's on their persons. And you're supposed to find, dare I say, terrorists or whatever, and report them correctly to the government. But there is a underground... okay, look, I don't want to ruin the game. Okay. It literally takes multiple playthroughs of the game to actually understand what's going on. And what I'll say is there's a lot more going on with the people that you see more than once. The country you're in is not great, but the countries that surround you are even worse. and you got to try to do what's best for your people, not your government. Yeah.
The communist state of Arstotska has
Right.
just ended a 6-year war with the neighboring Kalechia and reclaimed its rightful half of the border town Grestin. Your job as immigration inspector is control the flow of people entering the Arstotskan side of Grestin from Kalechia. Among the throngs of immigrants and visitors looking for work are hidden smugglers, spies, and terrorists. Using only the documents provided by travelers in the Ministry of Admission's private and primitive inspect, search, and fingerprint systems, you must decide who can enter Arstotska and who will be turned away or arrested. The game contains mature themes, non-photographic nudity, and brief moments of pixelated violence.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Sounds great.
Yeah, because once in a while somebody will try to basically just walk into your booth and then run to get to the country, and then people will shoot them down. Because that's what they do. It's a game that has weird amount of depth, is the way I'm going to put it. Each day.
This is what I was talking about at the start of the podcast. I was talking about you should actually be getting games where people actually are in these positions of power, where they're banal perfunctories in an evil system, and see how many stand up and actually do something about it.
Right, because like every day in it is maybe like 7 minutes long, 10 minutes long, and then the next morning starts up, and then you find out, oh, what you did yesterday has affected this today, which means your family doesn't have heat today, or they only have a limited amount of food, or Johnny really needs to go to the doctor's, but it seems like you can't afford it because you reported the wrong person yesterday, kind of thing. There's always consequences to your actions with your family, so you got to try to balance that act. I don't want to be a horrible person, but man, Johnny needs medical treatment, man. Really bad. And if you go into the details about this game, 2013 Best Game New Yorker, 2013 Wired Magazine Best Game, Top Indie Games 2013 Forbes Magazine, Best Strategy and Simulation Game 2014 from BAFTA, Grand Prize winner 2014 Independent Game Festival, Excellent in Design winner IGF 2014, Excellence in Narrative winner IGF 2014, Game City Prize winner 2014 Game City, and it goes on and on and on and on about the awards this game has made and got. It's a true independent studio. When you're buying into this, you're not, helping child labor kind of game developers studios. And honestly, I think it's a hell of a lot of fun because it's the kind of game where, as a government employee, I'm just going to say this right now, you can have somebody come into your booth and you can take a sip of your drink, and then you can leave that person sitting there and you can go to the bathroom and the game's still running. You ain't got to pause. And then you come back, that person's still there waiting for you. Why? Because they ain't got nowhere to go. They're waiting on you. And then you do your job, and then you can say yay or nay, and it doesn't matter, kind of thing, because your day is only going to be 7 or 10 minutes long. And when you go to the bathroom, that counts for that time.
This is like Door's fantasy, like just making people wait on him.
I would love to be able to sit there and say, "Dun dun, denied, go."
But as far as giving money to the independent game company, that's not counting the 30% that goes to Google when you buy the game.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this: you can get it on other platforms where you pay less percentages, but for some reason, it's always cheaper on Google than on Steam or other places. Because I still have it on my wish list on my Steam, and I can't get it for less than I pay for the game on Google. I don't know. Because it is a portrait-based game. When you load the game, even on Steam or whatever, it's definitely a portrait game that's meant to be on a phone.
No, definitely have to give that one a go.
Papers, please.
So the ones that are underneath it that similar games are Prison Life RPG and Democratic Socialism Simulator and Cultist Simulator.
Oh my goodness.
But you repeat yourself.
And then there's 911 Operator.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Alrighty.
Dealer's Life Legend.
Is there an
I
app
wanna-
that has someone who's got a trailer and has a marijuana grow in his trailer?
Mm.
Lives in
No,
Canada?
It's a meth lab.
Oh, yeah, it's a meth lab. That's right.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Look, I'm just trying to make a living. Oh, wait.
That's right.
Okay, I've got an app. So this is called Curio Shuffle. Find cool sites.
I mean, he's
You guys
Josh, I'm
remember?
saying right now, Ivor just won't stop. I mean, he just keeps throwing apps out there.
I'm about to fall asleep.
It's
guys.
almost like he has a disease.
I've got I'm an app addict. Sorry, I'll be quick on this one. I realize it's almost midnight over there. So Curio. So if anybody remembers the old site Stumble Upon,
Oh, yeah.
that was great. So this is kind of a similar site.
How
The
good.
curate, you specify what interests you, and it will show you things that interest you based on what you say. So here we go. So it basically operates on a like an
Ivor,
Instagram
when you
thing.
share
Yeah?
your screen, you got to tell me so I can.
Oh, I'm
No
sorry.
one's
I'm
watching.
sharing my screen door.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? You were mumbling.
I'm sharing my screen.
Mhm.
And it gives you a nice. It comes up with these nags about
That's okay.
a one-time payment, but anyway, you can live without that. It gives you a nice little status about the particular website it's looking at. So it says it's probably working with this particular one. You've got some options down here at the right. It's very TikTok-y, I think, is one of it, and that shows the calc maps down there. So it's basically got this For You section, so I can just slide that up, and it goes on to Podbay. Oh yeah, that's the next one. What's that one? Every noise at once. Genre map of music. Oh, that looks pretty cool. So let's go and have a look at this. Every noise. I think my computer's going a bit slow at the moment.
Okay.
But anyway, if you find stuff you like, you can star it and
Well-
move on. It basically,
Yeah, to the audio person, he's basically seeing like a preview without loading content, without taking tons of bandwidth, giving you a brief description of the thing. And then if you want, you can click into it, which will then expand it to like full browser, right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But you have to upgrade
Uh,
for the website preview, though.
Hey,
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
I don't want a website preview because that takes bandwidth.
So then it gives you a little trending section here. It gives you what the most popular or most frequently visited websites are.
Well, nothing
quite
looks
cool.
rated X, so there's that.
And you can add stuff if you want. You can make your own submissions, put them in there. That's good. It's got a share button, it's got a copy button. Yeah, and then you can spend all day on this thing finding really cool websites.
Node red. Love Node red. So
yeah.
question, when you hit copy or share, does it share a Curio Shuffle link or an actual link to the website? Do you know?
That's a good question. I think it's an actual website.
That looks scummy.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
Or
That's the
dirty.
whole thing. That's Curio. It said on it.
Yeah, right.
So which means you have to open the link and then click share, which is, it happens.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So if you're looking for something where you got some free time and you want to have a look at some interest, instead of going to TikTok, you can have a look at Curio Shuffle and check out the stuff that interests you.
Very cool. Very cool. Josh, do you have any more you want to throw out there?
No.
Then I'm going to again throw one more out there. And honestly, I believe, again, this is another one that I've said before. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I have a very difficult time consuming large amounts of text, is the way I'll put it. We in the medical profession, which I'm not, call it ADD or ADHD. So I love infographics. I love seeing images mixed with text and colors to tell me information. Granted, again, I love the fact that in this app, it cites its sources and it gives you links to its sources. And it tells you very clearly that what you're seeing is interpreted by us to mean this. But here's the source. And it's called Varoni by Visual Capitalist, which the name itself just, I'm sure it rubs people the wrong
Great
way.
name.
I think it's great. Yeah. But Veroni by Visual Capitalist by Veroni, 3.9 average reviews, 100,000 plus downloads, E for everyone. No data is shared with third parties. This app may collect this data, personal information, messages, and to others. Data is encrypted in transit. You can request to have the data be deleted. Essentially, every, in air quote, day, you get a ping saying, hey, there's this new infographic. In the beginning, you have to pick categories you're interested in. You can only pick, I want to say it was 3, and you cannot pick more than that. So you can only, have what you do. And then basically you get this, if you want to, endless feed of things you can scroll through that gives you, in my opinion, very entertaining visual infographics, whether it's pie charts, bar charts, whatever. Describing certain things, and these things can literally be anything from the $100 trillion world economy, and then it shows you where the money's coming from, where the money's going to. The other one I saw was like, what is the top 30 jobs in the United States that do not require a college degree? And it showed me like a pie graph where it said, here's what pays the most to the least. What paid the most was air traffic controller. And I can believe that, because if you can do that job more than 10 years, good on you. The stress with that job, I hear, is so insane. After like 5 or 6 years, you got to stop. And if 100 people apply, only 3 make it past the interview process.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a reason why it pays so much money, kind of thing.
And then you still have to go to work when they don't pay you.
They promise to pay you when they come back. But that's a perfect example. I would love for the United States to privatize air traffic controllers, because there is nothing in the history of the world that has been proven that government can do for less money.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm with you on that one, man.
But I digress. But if you like infographics, and you like visual things that you can quickly show to somebody and say, look, here's some information that shows, here's this. And it can be anything. It can be weather related, climate related, economics related, sports related, geopolitics related. I mean, goes on and on and on and on and on. A very good selection of topics you can follow. Literally at least once or twice a week, I see a infographic that I'm like, ooh, me and my wife were just talking about this kind of thing. Or this, completely opposed what I thought. So let me click the sources and see where it's coming from, kind of thing. To me, it's one of those applications that actually stirs conversation and thought. Is the way I'll put it.
The United States only wants other countries to privatize their resources, Door.
Oh, yeah. So they can invest in it and then take it from you when you're successful.
Take it over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, we're successful for a reason, bro. Okay, so I'm not going to bring anything else. Ivor, are you? Is your tank emptied?
Oh, I've got one more. I'd like to.
Here we go. He's squeezing it out.
Okay, so I'm squeezing it out here.
Just wake me up when you're done.
This is an app called Knitter.
We should wake you up before we go.
That's right.
Occasionally, you might want to go onto what's now called X and have a look at some people making X's or tweets or whatever the hell they are. So, what Knitter is a third-party client for Twitter, now X, that allows you to have a look at look at what's happening on Twitter without the need for an account to log in, and that you don't actually have to use the X app or anything like that. So you can use this to look up people. The great thing about this is it will not save. You can't actively follow people. So if I go onto Knitter and I say, show me everything that Doors has posted on Twitter for the last year, it'll do that. But then I have to do the same thing again next time I want to use it. It won't allow me to save door as someone I follow or want to keep an eye on. You have to keep specifying individual people every time you use it, which I think is really genius.
Yeah.
It makes you stop wanting to use the app. and you only use it when you have to, you know.
Yeah, I'll say it forces you to discover what you're interested in right now.
Yeah, exactly. So what am I interested in right now? I'm not doom scrolling. I just want to find out something that someone's put on Twitter, like Jeremy Clarkson or I don't know, the Prime Minister or whoever or Donald Trump or whatever. I can just go and look them up and it doesn't remember anything I've done. I just have to do it all again the next time I use it. So it's great.
Okay, can you blacklist sports? Oh, sorry, that's a repeating thing. Actually, can you blacklist Ed Sheeran? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, you only get it. You only get what you ask for. So if you want to follow Ed Sheeran, you can go and have a look at him. But then you have to go and find him again next time you use it.
Well, I'll say, and you nailed one of the most important things I think about all content anybody consumes on anything. I'm not going to say social media, but on anything you ever consume, if you're seeing something, it's your fault. Click. I don't want to see it. Click. Block this or whatever. Stop complaining. I don't want to hear your complaints. The main bullet points it has is no JavaScript or ads. All requests go through backend client, never talks to Twitter directly, so they don't have access to you directly. Prevents Twitter from tracing your IP or JavaScript fingerprints. Uses Twitter's unofficial API. No rate limits to purposely slow you down. Lightweight for all older devices. You can even have RSS feeds built into it, which I like that. Themes, mobile support, and APGL v3. Josh, do you know what the AGPL v3 is?
I'm trying to figure out where you're reading this from.
It's from the screenshots, but the AGLP means basically anything that is available online, they will give you all the source code for that openly without question.
Oh yeah, is it it's an open source like the GPL?
Yeah, so if you want to see what the app is doing, just ask. Granted, you might need like 6 to 8 weeks of education to understand the code you're looking at, but you can get it. Knitter, as long as it's not called Nutter. Just saying.
Or you could just skip all that and join Nostr and curate your feed how you want and hang out.
Yeah, but then you just get bombarded with Bitcoin people going on about Bitcoin.
And permaculture and farming and homesteading.
Growing marijuana in your trailer in the backyard.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Stop picking on me, Ivor. Man, I said I'm sorry.
Is that a personal attack?
Look, we all got to make money somehow.
True.
Don't shame me, bro.
No shame.
First triggered.
So then I will say, Josh, by any chance, is there a rundown available to you this evening?
There is. 1 second. Let's see. We've got Through the Darkest Times by Handy Games. Valiant Hearts Coming Home by Netflix Inc. Jellyfin, I guess by Jellyfin. Rome by Rome Technologies. We had some mobile coin talk. You don't want to miss that. And Deck Settings by Web. Oh boy, Door. Exactly. Web Guy Hair. Web Guy Hair. Deck Filter. Deck Filter by somebody. We talked a bit about different Linux distros, including Bazite. And then Ivor said the word pipe way too many times while talking about pipe. And then
lay some pipe tonight. There you go, show title right there. Lay some pipe tonight.
Do you mind if I continue here?
So yeah, carry on. I was on a roll.
We talked about Pine Pods, your complete podcast ecosystem. Talked about Above Phones, and we talked about Hukes AI radio and podcast by Hukes AI. Kaji KG News by Kaji KG Inc. Papers, Please by 3909. Curio Shuffle, Find Cool Sites by App Code Craft. Veroni by Visual Capitalist. Rebel Inc. I don't even know what that is. That's something I clicked on after that. We did not talk about that, nor should we, or do we need to? And Knitter for Android, an Android client for the popular Twitter front end. And I think that was it.
Okay. Quick tangent. I will say I went to the Bazite website, and I will never talk good about Fedora for the rest of my life. I guarantee you that. You go to the download Bazite website, and you can literally pick what kind of hardware you're installing it on. Is it a desktop PC, a home theater PC? Is it a framework desktop, which only the nerds know what that is? You can go to handhelds, and it lists like 10 handhelds. Then it says laptops, Asus laptop, other tablet, this or that. Then it asks you, what is your primary video card? And this was the reason why the first time I installed Bazite, I was so confused. I've never had a download ask me these kind of questions. Okay. Do you have a AMD RX 4XX? Do you have a NVIDIA? Do you have an Intel Arc? Do you have an older one? Do you have Vibabu? Then it says, what desktop environment do you want? KDE or GNOME? Then it says, do you want your Steam gaming mode? Which means when you boot it up, do you want to go straight into the Steam big picture mode, or do you want to go straight into a desktop? And then you go through all that, and then it literally gives you a customized ISO you can download, put on a thumb drive, and install onto your hardware. Onboarding is an extremely underrated talent. Smooth onboarding is really hard. That wasn't completely smooth for the uninitiated, but if you know what you want, kind of thing, and you did your due diligence research before you went to that website, those are really good questions that can make your experience.
Yeah, no, that's I was just going through that as well. I mean, I've never seen it either. Usually it just has a list of downloadable ISOs, which are not human readable for most people anyway.
String of characters x86.
Yeah, exactly. Or whatever else it is.
Yeah, so that's rare. I'm still not installing it, but yeah, interesting.
Well, maybe I'll have to put that, because I think I will just, I mean, I have put a bit of time into this computer so far, but the beauty of the way that I'm trying to set up my entire workflow is to not have anything really stored on the computer. Everything is backed up to, I use pCloud a lot still. And yeah, don't have to worry about most of the stuff on the computer, and it's a lot easier to switch. And then I haven't really pulled over any of the configuration files, which I'll pull off my old computer for Audacity and Thunderbird and all that stuff.
Gotcha. Very cool.
So if anybody's got any suggestions, hit us up somehow, 123 Podnutz or something, some phone number, and then let me know what OS I should be running, or what distro of Linux I should be running for a new graphics card to work properly.
That's good. AAA at Podnutz.com is the super easy way. I'll say, because people still use email in 2025, even though Ivor has said many times how it should die.
It needs to die.
Yeah. We haven't heard that rant in a while.
Speaking of Ivor, hey Ivor, do you have any parting words for people?
Happiness is a new guitar.
Happiness.
When I got it, I told my daughter, she living down in Christchurch, and I was on the phone to her, and I said, I got a new guitar today. And she goes, do you like it? And I said, not as much as I'm going to like my next one.
Oh man, self-aware, very self-aware. Good job, good job. It Norwegian wood can be just as good. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
Josh, do you have any words of wisdom or parting words that you would like to share with the group? Because sharing is caring.
No, just be nice to people. We talk a lot of trash on this show, mostly Ivor because he's a jerk, but where it's all in jest. We love each other, and yeah, go out, touch grass, get in the sun. I mean, there's too many people that are suffering from many ailments that a little bit of sunshine and outdoor time could probably cure, if not, at least help out a bit. And get yourself a yo-yo.
I'm just happy you didn't say happiness is a warm gun. I will say we've also said the word grass more times than I care to mention. Kind of thing.
And pipe.
Yeah, and pipe. Coincidence? I think not. Okay. I'll thank everyone for being awesome. Thanks everyone for being around. Thanks everyone for not trolling. Thanks everyone for being you. Don't forget, I'm sorry to say again, this is the time of year. Reach out to the random person you haven't heard from in a while and just say, hey, how you doing? Because this is the time of year when people need people the most. Period. And with that, I'm DoorToDoorGeek. And so are you.
And thanks to my dad in the chat, holding it down, locking it down.
Cheerio.
Bye. Are we done?
Man, you're so demanding.
You want us to stop the Audacity now?
I don't know. Like, that's what I'm wondering. What are we doing here?
You're going to click stop when I tell you to click stop. Click stop. God damn it.
Papers, please.
Papers.
Could be worse.
Papers.
File, save,
I'm
project.
so incredibly tired right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, my shoulders drive me nuts. I did tell the wife after we got back from the cruise, I got to go to a doctor. I think I need surgery. And if I do, I'm pretty sure they're going to fuse a couple of my vertebrae together.
Yeah, Sandra's going in for surgery as well for her shoulder.
Oh, damn.
So, sorry, did I missed it? Should we be stopping the Audacity now or not?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Ivor.
Sorry.
It's like talking to a child. Which part of stop the audacity did you not?
I didn't hear it.
Do I need to speak slower? Like, I'm in a foreign language. Do you know where the bathroom is?
No, in the bathroom. I can't help you. I'm the greased up this guy.
It's funny how when someone doesn't understand you, you just speak louder and slower, like that's going to help.
Yeah, that's the American way.
It is.
All right, now what do we do? It's been a long time here.
Save it as an OG, quality 8, and just send me a link to however you want to.
Oh no, actually, I'm like Ivor. I actually tried to put work in here.
Wait. And a question, Josh. I wanted to ask you this during the show. You had the one-time payment to P Cloud. How long has that been now?
Oh man, I don't even know. 5 years.
I was going to say like 5 years is what I was thinking. That is you are getting a very, very, very good value bang for the buck. I'll say that.
Oh, it's been fantastic, man. Like there's an app for the phone that has always worked perfectly. There's the app for the computer. Like right now it's uploading something. Probably my personal data, but don't worry about that.
So what you're saying is you might not want to put a sniffer on your network to see what it's doing. Got it.
Nah, I don't want to sniff anything around here.
Steve Gibson, a couple weeks ago, had a podcast where he was saying, like, every now and then I just see my network lights going, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it is. I'm like, dude, what? Come on. Immature. But then he said something that I haven't heard him do in a while, where he said something completely inaccurate. He said that Chat GPT basically had a memory of what he was sending them. which again proves he does no network sniffing on his own network. I know more than a couple of people that have done this. If you interact with especially ChatGPT, but most of them do the same thing. When you send your request to them, you send the entire history of everything you've ever said to them. Okay. Which means you can edit that response and you can lie to them about what they said to you in the past, which causes the AI to completely freak out and completely start talking in gibberish and every now and then in Chinese, and it has no idea. It like completely like blows its lid off. It has no idea what it's doing. To where you say in the reply, you put, well, you told me this, this is what it literally like quickly becomes a Neanderthal and like falls apart into pieces. It's literally like people use the word AI. It's not AI. It's SI. Simulated intelligence. There's no actual intelligence. It's all simulated.
Well, it's like most people.
Kind of, yes. Which makes me say I got to go to the bathroom because I got a small bladder. Don't blame me. It's genetics.
Yeah, if you, I'll tell you when you come back.
Okay.
If you're lucky.
Like this.
So how's the permaculture going? How's the freeze drying, everything going?
Good. I just had another order, but it's just tariffs to the States are ridiculous. Yeah, it's 35%, and I could fill out a bunch of paperwork, I think, and I will have to if I actually start selling more. But I'm getting a couple
states would be where most of your customers would come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so I've got a Shopify account, which I started before, and they have the cheapest shipping anywhere. And so I was using it, and I would just take the Bitcoin orders I got and then create shipping labels through Spotify. And so it was the end of August where it switched over, and you had to pay the tariffs. Like you have to pay them before they go too. You can't have them collected from the customer.
Right.
And so I sent 2 orders on the same day. It was the 2nd of October. And about 5 days later, they came back. They bounced them back. And this was through Purelator, which is a delivery courier service. And no reason why, nothing. They didn't refund my payments for the shipping. And then I just got a couple of days ago, I got a bill from Shopify for $279, which included those 2 orders, which they said I didn't have proper dimensions on. And so they added another $105 each to those orders. One of them they said was, so the boxes that I use are 8 inches by 8 inches by 4 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so the shipping I had on it was 4.25 by 8.25 by 8.25. And it said, the box was actually 8.3 by 8.2 by 4.2 or something like that. And then the other one said that the weight was, I had put the weight at 405 grams. It said the weight was 3,176.
Oh my God.
Grams. Which is impossible. I've never shipped anything that heavy.
3 kilos. Jesus.
Yeah. So I tried to call them yesterday, and it's like, there's a 45-minute wait, and I'm not doing that. And, yeah. So
Never a good sign when that happens.
Well, it's incredible because the whole process is fantastic with just the Bitcoin, right? Instantaneous payment. Here you go, done. And everything is fine until you get to the fiat part of it, which is the shipping. And
right.
It's just ridiculous.
Or when you need actual customer support. Yeah. Well, I actually have an actual good customer support story, which didn't involve a human being. You ready for this one?
I don't know.
Okay, me and the wife took a cruise. We had to fly down to Miami because the cruises up here suck. So we had our oldest son, drive us to Reagan International in DC and then fly from there down to Miami. And while the wife was in the bathroom in the airport, I could see there was TSA in front of us, but I'm an idiot. I'm blind. I have a hard time seeing things. So I literally walk up to the first person I see who looks like an employee and say, "Is the TSA entrance right up here?" And then she said something, and I said, "No." And then she said, "Do you have an ID?" I said, "No." She said, "Do you want free clear?" I looked up and I said, "Oh, this is clear. This is like TSA pre-check." 1 second. And then went back to the wife and said, "Hey, do you want free clear for this trip?" And I thought clear took place of TSA pre-check, which is like you don't have to take your shoes off, you don't have to empty your bags, you just show your face and then you go through. I was wrong. Clear just makes it so you don't have to pull your passport out. But I digress. So we give them the information, we go through this, and then we come back, and then 3 weeks later we have a $300 bill on our credit card. So I go on my credit card company and say to deny the charge, and they say they can't. Can't.
It's the government.
They said, "Well, because you said that you gave them your credit card voluntarily, I can't say it's fraud." I said, "They said there would be no charge. That's fraud." They didn't go for that, so I literally had to say, "Oh my God, it's not gotta clear." So I went to the Clear website, and a chat window opened up, and I said what I wanted to say, and that quick I got a response. And then I answered that, and then that quick I got a response. And I kept doing that. I kept getting a response that quickly. No human is answering that quickly at all. Okay. I said, "I'm going to cancel." They said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." They said, "Did it?" And I said, "Yes, I'm going to cancel." They said, "Are you sure?" And they asked me like 3 different ways. "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?" Fine. Yeah. They said, "Well, wait. What if we offer you another 30 days of free of this clear? Would you like that?" "No, I don't." Asked me 3 more times, "Are you sure you want to quit? Are you sure you want to quit?" And yeah. And then I said, wait. What if we give you a clear membership for a year for half price? No. So then asked me again 3 more times in different ways, "Do you want to quit?" "Yes, I want to quit." And then they said, "Okay, fine. You quit. You will get a refund within 3 to 5 business days." And I got a refund within 3 to 5 business days without having to talk to a human.
Wow. It's pretty good.
I couldn't believe it. I was blown away. I mean, yeah, it asked me 3 different ways, the same question to be sure, but it wasn't intrusive. It wasn't ridiculous. It wasn't long. It wasn't slow. It wasn't painful. It was just not what I expected. I was expecting pain to be on hold for like 3 hours. But yeah, Clear is not TSA pre-check. Clear is you don't have to show them your passport. You walk up.
So they wanted you to pay
facial recognition.
Right, facial recognition. You just walk up, stand still, and then you're allowed through. But the thing that shocked me was we had to show our passport to leave the country, which to me said we should have been like questioned or whatever when we got back. Nope. Get off the boat. Now there's the street. Go. So I could have literally had, 20 bottles of booze in my thing for resale, and they wouldn't have known. At least that's what it seemed like.
Oh, yeah, because you went on a cruise, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you were supposed to go to the Caribbean, but they ended up in Mexico instead.
Well, we were supposed to go to the Dominican Republic and then Bimini, but because of the hurricane, when we landed down there, the night before we left, we got an email saying we've been redirected, and then we went to Cozumel, Mexico, and we got to see a lucha libre wrestling event, and
Nice.
We got free tequila and tacos. And when I say free, that means we paid for the trip itself.
Yeah. Looks like everybody kicked a goal.
Yeah, Did you get diarrhea on the tacos and then blame me for it though?
No, because I didn't drink anything with ice in it or anything. I just drank straight tequila and then but here's the thing, ready? We get off the boat, we go down to the end of the pier, and then okay, everybody go over here. Okay, everybody go over here. Okay, everybody go over here. And then we had to wait in line, and I didn't realize this, but we were the last people in line. And the guy was like, "Okay, you go over to this place. You go," and he was pointing people to get into minivans. 2 of you go over there. 3 of you go over there. 5 of you go over there, kind of thing. And then he went to the people before us and said, 2 of you, you go over there. And my wife started walking. I said, whoa, we're not in that group. And I called her back, and she said, "What are you doing? He told us to go." And I'm like, "No, he didn't." And I know he didn't tell us to go. Whatever. And then he didn't tell us to go. And then I looked behind us, and there's nobody behind us. And then we sat there for like a minute, and I'm like, "Hi, we need to go." And then he just pointed to me, and it said, 1 minute. And then he kept talking to a group of like 3 people. And then like 30 more seconds passed, and 30 more seconds passed, and then 30 more seconds passed. And I can hear my wife. This is bullshit. It's like hot and humid. Oh, man. Oh my God. And then he said, you come with me. You follow me. And he just marches on, little short guy. And he says, "Look, the people who are last always get the best transportation because this is what we didn't want to have to use, but now we have to use." And he walks again, like another thing around a corner. And he says, this is for you. Nobody else. You get in. It's yours. And then it's a minivan with like seats in it. And then we get in and there's a driver and it's just me and my wife. And I thought to myself, if we were ever to be kidnapped in Mexico, pretty sure it's going to happen right now. So we start driving and the guy drives like a complete ass. I mean, like cuts off people. A guy in front of him is on like a scooter. He almost hits him and then he like forces him. I mean, drives like a jerk. And then I see the other minivans in front of us and we catch up to them and I'm like, okay, I might not get butt raped tonight. Okay, this is good.
Man,
like it's a bad thing.
What did I pay for?
Well, and then the minivans in front of us turned and I'm thinking, turn. And the last second he turned and went in and then we got off and we saw the Lucha Libre event and they completely blew the finish. They were supposed to throw the other guys into the corners, go into them, boom, and then take the guy in the corner, whip them out. And the 2 guys who were being whipped into the middle were supposed to do-si-do, which is just you put your arm out, you hook the other guy's arm, and you just spin it around 180 degrees. Then you go back, boom, boom. They completely messed that up. And of course, nobody in the stands realized it, but I'm like this. They completely blew the finish. And then they spin around another time for no sense, and then they do the finish. And like, I got to go to the bathroom. And I'm going to the bathroom, and then the guy who was organizing this said, hey, did you enjoy the show? And I said, oh, yeah, it was pretty good, And then he said, well, who's your favorite? And I said, my favorite Lucha Libre was La Parka. He's been retired for like 10 years. La Parka was obviously a white guy, huge white guy compared to Lucha Libre. He would take a chair, he would clear out the ring, and then he would unfold the chair and then sit in it and demand for people to come into the ring. That's why I liked him. And when I said that, he was like, oh, God, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then he said a couple of things. I'm like, yeah. I said, but I can't believe they blew the finish. And he said, they blew the do-si-do. And I'm like, yeah, I know. They did. Well, he blew it. It was still a good show. You know what I mean? And as soon as we went in, the wife said, oh, do you want to sit in the front row? I said, no. Lucha Libre, you never want to sit in the front row, ever. Because they will get you involved in a way you don't want to get involved. And then like 3 minutes into the show, she said, I'm so happy we didn't sit in the front row. Like, yeah, no, I know.
So that's the one time she's listened to you? That's good.
She didn't listen to me.
So this is like...
What happened was I pointed and I showed her there's an AC in a vent right there. You sit there, you're not going to be hot. And then as soon as she sat down, she said, oh, I'm just going to close my eyes for a minute.
What did you sit on?
Exactly. And she said, I'm just going to close my eyes for a minute. Okay. Yeah.
So this is their wrestling when they wear the masks and the
and I knew they were going to pull a mask off because in Lucha Libre, the most insulting thing that can ever happen to you is you get your mask pulled off. And like 3 minutes into the match, I say to the wife, he's the amateur, the super amateur. These two guys are whatever. And this guy is the mature guy. He's the guy who's been around. Good guys are always noobs because it takes no talent in wrestling to be a good guy. All bad guys do all the work. Bad guys make it look like they're getting hurt. Bad guys piss off the crowd. I mean, they do all the work. And I knew that guy, he's never going to take his mask off. That guy is going to take his mask off, and that guy will probably take his mask off. And both those guys at one point in time had their mask taken off. They were like, ah! And then cover up their face and get their mask and put it back on. But it's like, yeah, no. In true Lucha War fashion, you get your mask taken off, your career is nearly over. Yeah. But it was fun. I mean, they had lots of energy. They wanted to get the fans involved. So they insisted that we say these words that I can't remember now, that we chanted. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but the most interesting part of the cruise was the South Korean barbecue place called, I want to say it was Goran. We didn't realize that we were going to have to sit in a party of 8, which we were only a party of 2. And the wife is not the most social person. So as soon as they start walking us back and she sees the table, she says, oh no, this is not going to go well. Yeah, I know. So we sit down, and then the people we notice have different colored bands than us. And then we quickly realized that's the, in air quote, rock star level of people who they get on the level that nobody goes to. They got early access to the boat and all this other kind of things. And they introduce us as, okay, not gay, not gay, gay, and woman. And they all work in DC.
Sexist. Does that mean that women can't be gay?
That's what they said. And that's what my wife said. So are you or not gay? Because, they all worked in DC. They all had too much money. It was painfully obvious. And the first guy lost $2,000 last night in the casino. But because he registered, now he gets a $200 bottle of wine. He gets like $100 worth of Wagyu steak. And can't remember what the other thing was, for free because he lost so much money. And he insists that everybody partakes in the wine. Everybody in the champagne. Everybody partakes in the Wagyu beef and everything. And he says to start at the other side of the table, which is me. Okay. So I get, rosé, Moet, whatever. I get Wagyu beef and it's like melting in my mouth kind of thing. And then he says he's an accountant. Like, what? And I said, wait. I have an accounting joke. And he looked at me like, what? So I told him the accounting joke. A guy wants to hire an accountant. He has 3 people come in. First person comes in. He goes into the office and says, okay, I need to know what the final bottom line is. And he says a number. Okay, fine. Number 2 guy comes in. He says, okay, I need to know what this adds up to. And the guy says that number, but a little bit different. And the 3rd guy comes in. He says, okay, I need to know what this number is. And the 3rd guy stands up, goes to the window, closes the window, closes the shade, goes to the door, closes the door, and says, what do you need it to add up to? That's an account.
What do you need it to be?
Because you lie about everything. And then as soon as I said that, he's like,
doesn't
oh my
matter
God,
what the truth is.
You're my brother. Oh my God. Yes. So then the host guy says we have to play the South Korean drinking game, to which they all immediately pop. Ooh, drinking game. Yeah. And my wife is like, oh my God.
17.
It was called 369, which means you cannot say the number 3, the number 6, or the number 9 ever. So we're going to start here. And if it's 1, 2, you don't say 3, you clap once. And then we go, keep going. You can't say 3, you can't say 6.
I would die in this game.
Wait. And then when you get to the number 30, you can't say 30 because there's a 3 in it. So 30 is this, 31 is, 32 is, but 33 is. Okay.
I'm dead. I'm dead playing this.
Me, the accountant, and 2 other guys are up to 119 before we finally end the game. And I end up in second place. Pissed me off. And then they start to listen to the tables around us, and around us, they don't get above the number like 20 before the game's over. And we got to 100, and then we play again at the end of the thing because the guy who lost the money insisted, no. We're going to play one more time. We got up to 145, and I messed it up again, and I came in second place again. And then the woman turns to me and said, "Oh my God, Steve, you're really good with numbers. How did you get so good with numbers?" And I just said, I'm a nerd who, and I pulled off my finger and I said, I'm a nerd. And like, I even like 3D print my rings. And she said, "Oh my God." And she pointed to the first guy and said, "He 3D prints his rings. He's as big as a nerd as you are." So yeah, that was an interesting evening is what I'll say.
Sounds great.
Wow. Yeah.
Haven't played a drinking game in a long time.
And as soon as we got back, we weren't even in our house. She started looking at the next cruise already.
Oh, really?
Because she had the whole thing paid off before we left. Now, with that stated, she had a $300 bar tab between me and her. And I'm thinking to myself,
I only had one Bud
cute.
Light.
How cute. Okay. What she didn't realize was if I go into the duty-free shop, which everything on the boat was a pun. So it was booty free instead of duty free.
Like lick me till ice cream. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and yeah, exactly. So then I bought this.
Going back.
Yeah, of course he has drinks there.
Well, because 364 days of the year, I don't spend money. And I said, the first thing I'm going to buy is this. And it is a exclusive Johnny Walker drink called Black Ruby. And it's literally made with seasoned red wine, cask of bourbon, cask with deep, rich fruit notes, including figs, plum, Manoshebo, cherries, and spices. Tastes nothing like what you think when you hear the word Johnny Walker. Oh my God, it's so good. There's still some there. Not a lot, but there's still some there.
Just a little bit, yeah.
And then I bought this, which is Johnny Walker XR21. This is normally anywhere from like $300 to $400. I got for $160 on the boat. And
wow, is that 21-year-old Scotch?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So, it isn't open yet. I'm waiting till I have some really good friends around because, yeah, I mean, it literally says right there, XR21 aged. I'm sorry, XR aged 21 years.
Nice.
Oh yeah. See, it's normally over $300. I paid $162.99 for it.
Wow.
So yeah, and when I saw that, I turned to her and I said, "I'm getting this, okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." And then what I didn't realize was she then signed me up 2 days later for a Scotch tasting. We just go in and they just give you like little things of like 3 or 4 different types of drinks. And then after that, he said, "Well, now I'll tell you, if you buy any whiskey or Scotch in here, I'll take the price of this and refund your money and give you that amount of refund towards any of these drinks." I'm thinking, now you tell me. Now you tell me, asshole. And
I thought this was free.
well, and the guy literally spoke ill of this. He was like, "What in the hell is Johnny Walker doing with fruit in their drink?" To which I stopped and I said, "You're South African. what do you know about whiskey? And then he just stopped and stared at me. And I said, I'm pretty sure the master blenders at Johnny Walker know a little bit more than me and a little bit more than you. Give me that bottle. And he
Well,
was
is it mixed with fruit, or is that just the notes that come out of, isn't it aged in a wine barrel or something?
yes, literally the cask are bourbon cask, and they do add adjunct is the right word for it. Figs, plums, and Manischewitz cherries, which means they do all the blending, they do all the whiskey, and then right before bottling, they add the fruit extracts to make it blossom, is the way they put it. So, like, quite literally, I put it in a cup with a little bit of ice, and it tasted more like wine than whiskey. A lot more like wine, except wine sometimes is so, I can't drink it. No, this was like more like apple juice level of sweetness to where it wasn't too much. Yeah, shockingly good. Shockingly good.
Absolute does the similar sort of thing with its vodkas. It does blackberry. You get a blackberry Absolute vodka and grapefruit juice together. My God, that's dangerous.
Them and Grey Goose do the flavored ones very good.
I think all vodkas do some sort of flavored vodka.
Yeah.
I got to get going, Door.
Okay. Well, get going.
No, well, I put a link in the chat.
Oh, crap. I'm going to mess that up.
I put a link as well, which it took me a while to figure out how to do an affiliate link, but the P Cloud is actually on sale for $279 right now for 2 terabytes.
Damn, I literally cannot believe how long this company is doing this kind of deal. This is literally.
I was a little bit sketched out at first too. I figured it was worth a gamble, but it's
dude,
great.
You literally got an incredibly good bang for the buck ratio.
It's like a lifetime thing, is it?
Yeah, it's a lifetime.
It's like you got married and then she told you to screw around or something.
So it was let's see, the end of January 2021 is when I.
Damn.
So coming up on 5 years.
And you're a heavy user. It ain't like you're just saving, text files.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using it as a hard drive. That's what the Linux app, it just mounts it as a drive.
Right. Like a remote drive, but it is presented to you like a folder.
Yep, exactly.
Nice. Okay, well, tell Solomon, keep doing good, and I really hope everything's going good with your wife.
Yeah.
My wife. Yeah.
Take my wife.
Penny Youngman.
What's that?
Penny Youngman. Take my wife, please.
Please.
There's Solomon's. Oh, you can't. There's a school picture.
Dude, I don't know how that boy isn't going to be scoring at like the age of 8. That's all
He's already doing over the shirt stuff.
I would say keep an eye on him, but instead I'll say learn something from him.
Hey, before you go, Josh, can I just recommend a YouTube channel to you guys?
For sure.
I found this the other day. It's called Joe and Nick's Road Trip. Now, I don't know if you've seen it, but basically this guy is about our age. I think he's retired. He just goes around these rural villages or rural places in America, and like places where 100 people live, and he'll drive around with his camera out the window, and tells you all the demographics of the town he's going through, and the history and that sort of stuff. And he visit landmarks and places. It's really interesting. You think it's really boring, but it's actually really interesting. He goes through all these places that you would never hear of otherwise.
Right. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of holes I'll put in the map of the United States.
Oh yeah. There's some really real shitholes, but some really fascinating places as well.
So your name's Latrine? Yeah, it used to be Shithouse.
All right,
Sorry.
guys.
Mel Brooks, Men in Tights. I can't get that mad. Okay. All right, Josh.
Men
I love
in
you,
I
dude.
need to
You're
watch that
looking
one
good.
again too.
Yeah, love you guys. We'll
All right. See you, man.
be in touch.
All right. I love you guys. Take it easy.
I need sleep.
Okay, I gotta have my dinner.
Sleep.
See you, Dor.
See you, man.